Joe. That ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Stop this one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis Powell.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Oh, welcome in. Happy Friday. It's Bone, it's Tyvis, it's Bodie Wells. Gentlemen, how are we?
You know, after a long day yesterday and not much sleep, I'm still doing fantastic. I'm still excited to see you. I'm still my happy-go-lucky self.
Bodie, this guy, we got to slow him down. So yesterday he did our show for 3 hours, right? Then he drives to Cleveland, as we know.
That was 3 minutes late. 3 minutes late.
Pretty bad.
I used to be told if you're not 15 minutes early.
Well, those days are gone when it comes to that show. But
Dean Smith time.
The only reason
I was already just like,
I was late. The only reason I was 3 minutes late is not my fault. It's actually Cardell's.
Why? Oh, because the tire on the car?
Yeah.
Did you have to stop and refill it?
I had to put some air in it.
Oh,
it took about 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's the problem right there. Did the tire hold up at least to get you back home?
So
you made it here, so I presume yes.
So the tire, when I got out of here, the tire had lost like only like 2 on the PSI. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we good to go. So boom, I'm getting up the highway and I can't see it in the car. So I texted him and said, because he could see it on his app. I said, tell me what the tire is at. He said, it's at like 34. So I'm like, okay, it's supposed to be at 42, 43.
Oh, my gosh.
So I'm like, okay. I'm making good time. I said, I'm going to try to stop real quick, throw some air in this, and then I'm going to still make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took a little longer than expected, but it held till I got there. When I got there and I got back in the car, it had lost air again.
Oh, jeez.
So I then had to stop and put air in it again.
Why don't you borrow someone's car that actually can get the whole thing working right? You know, that Tesla. I would say maybe it's a problem with the Tesla at this point. Maybe it's not. It's not Cardell's fault.
No,
he tried to get it fixed.
It is.
Oh, you're blaming him?
He told me he got it fixed.
And then what happened? You were made late because it wasn't working. Yeah,
they were fine.
Yeah, whatever.
They were fine.
The bigger thing here is then you came back here and did 10 TV.
Yeah. So I had to hurry up and get the Tesla back, right? Then I switched and I took my wife's car because I was like, the Tesla's air is kind of messed up, so I ain't even about to try to take it.
You have a car of your own? Just take everybody else's cars? Do you have one that's yours? This is Tyvis Powell's car?
No, I gave my car away to my wife.
Okay. And then,
I didn't ever tell you this story?
No.
Okay, let's take everybody.
So you don't have a car that's your personal car?
No, that is gone. So I had a Challenger. You know Matty Ice's Challenger?
Oh, yeah.
It looked just like Matty Ice's Challenger. That's what I had. And my wife had a Chevy Blazer. Mm-hmm. And once she got pregnant again, she said that the car.
I like how you said that, she contracted it. I don't know how it happened. Yes, once the two of you decided to have a baby, go on. Yeah, how did she get that? Like she got the flu.
I don't know
how did she get pregnant? Who knows?
The mailman's been around a lot. Anyways, she said that her Blazer wasn't big enough, so she needed to upgrade her car.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so I
had the big car.
Had the Challenger, which was fully paid off, by the way.
Oh.
Which is, when you pay your car off, and
it feels so good.
Oh my goodness!
Have no car note.
It is the greatest feeling.
It feels like you're stealing, doesn't it? Where you're just like, I'm not paying on this, and it still works. How great is that?
So, anyways, I had to give up my Challenger to help her get the Tahoe that she had.
I see.
So my car went for $30,000. The Tahoe was like $60,000. They gave
that gave you the nicer payment when you can use that.
Correct. So therefore, I took the loss.
So you a one-car family right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's terrible.
I see why you're always buying Cardos.
It's terrible.
Yeah, we gotta get you. We gotta get your car deal right now.
I can't stand it.
I gotta get you over with my guys at Valley Ford. Go get you something. Mustang out there drives nice. You get one of those.
As much as I
Good
go,
on gas?
as much as I'm on 71, I'm getting a Prius. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Get you a
That's right.
Prius. They go up and down 71, especially football season coming up.
Yeah. Well, then you came back here. You did the 10 TV hit. Then you got home. Couldn't sleep last night. You told me.
Yeah,
So
I went to bed at like 11:45 midnight. Got up at 4. You know what's crazy? I got up and looked at the clock. It was 4:34. My alarm go off at 4:45, and I just was like, "Dang it!"
Yeah, I had 9 more minutes, or 11 more minutes, whatever it was. Yeah, Bodie. Well, how was your nap yesterday? Did you have a good nap? Because I had a great one.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's
complaints.
It's nice to like go home, just do this job, and then just relax, and then get ready for the next day.
You took a nap.
I took an hour. I've been doing. This is my new napping strategy, folks. I'm workshopping. I'm trying everything. Tyvis, I am trying to.
Then the best day was when you didn't take a nap.
Well, I had one day though where I took a 45-minute nap, and it was like even better.
Okay.
So here's what I've decided: if I sleep in the bed, my body thinks it's bedtime. Let's sleep longer, and then I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to get up. But if I sleep in the recliner, a recliner, my body knows is like, oh, this isn't a permanent situation. This is just a temporary little snooze fest. So my body then goes, this is fine. We're going to sleep for like half an hour, 40 minutes. And then usually something or someone in the house wakes me up anyway because there's people moving around. Somebody makes it. Yeah. So that's like, all right. So I don't stay asleep too long. I get a nice little, my eyelids are getting heavy. They close. They get better. That's my sweet spot right now. 45-minute nap or so.
You really be tired.
Yeah. After I get done, I do get tired.
Bodie, you really be tired after this.
Yes, I am, Tyvis.
It's like once we get off the air, it's like I hit my second win.
Tyvis, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but you might just be better than all of us. Did you ever think of that?
No.
Did you ever think of
You
like...
also might sleep in more than us.
Well, there's that too.
That might be a thing.
There's that too.
Well,
Bodie gets here a little earlier than either of us do.
That's very true. But today feels like one of those camp days. Like yesterday, you know how it was a very long day? It's like when I was playing at Ohio State and we had 2 days. After some of them long days, you would think like it's time to get to the hotel. We get there at about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm like, I'm going to get it straight in there and go straight to bed. And next thing I know, it's like 11, 12 o'clock. And I'm sitting there like, well, they about to come bang on the door at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And we got to be out of here. And it's just like, I ain't going to really get no sleep.
Oh, man.
And that's just kind of how I felt.
It starts getting to you. Yeah. Well, the nice thing is you got the weekend now.
I want to say, maybe I'm going to crash early tonight. We'll see.
Are you doing anything this weekend?
I'm going to Dustin Fox's wedding in Canton on tomorrow. And then Sunday, I'm going to Worcester, as they would say.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing like a Father's Day dinner there. So, or they're like grilling out or something.
Yeah. I didn't know Dustin Fox wasn't married.
Yeah. I think this is his second time getting married. I think.
Oh, well, then he gets a card. There's no, sorry. You're better than me. I'm not going up there for wedding number 2.
I didn't know Dustin the first time.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter.
The first wedding is the one where everybody shows up. You got the family. And the second wedding is like, you can do that over Zoom. Just hey, we're going. We did it. You can put it on Instagram. Just say, hey, here it was.
I wonder if it's like a whole ceremony.
Yeah, I hope it's just more of like a party.
I would guess
it's probably just like.
I would guess it is.
Yeah, like we already did this at the courthouse. This is just for you people. That's what it should be, just for fun. Like let's just hang out and have a good time and drink. That'd be all right.
Dustin's older, so like
I would hope it's not like. And then hour 7 of our beloved matrimony. Like no, I don't need all that. We don't need a speech from everybody. Just get it over with. Get the gifts. Get the drinks in. Have fun.
I just did this.
How do you enjoy a wedding? You don't even drink. I mean, I respect that, but what I'm saying is, for me, like that's the benefit is. But will they have a bar? Yes. Okay, then I might have some fun here.
So listen, I'm glad you brought this up. I know we're about to go to break soon, but
all right.
This is very important because this is why I can only be at this for a certain amount of time because I can handle like talking to drunk people. But, like I can't do it for like 5 hours. Like it's like. I got to get out of here at some point.
Being the and it gets worse as the day goes on. Being the designated driver is a great thing to do. Like as someone who drinks, I will DD sometimes for people. But I'll tell you what, it is so bad when you're on the drive back home. when all those people have been drunk.
This happened in
and you're listening to their conversations.
This is what
and
happened
you're
to
not
me in
drunk.
Miami. This is what happened to me when I went to that wedding a couple weeks ago.
You know, God bless
I
you.
had to leave early because it's like my wife stayed because she's obviously she
was having a few, and it could help with that.
And
right.
I'm like, they're like, well, we're not leaving to midnight. I said it's 9:45. I'm getting up out.
See, yeah, because like when I drink, here's how I become. I become the person where everything is great. I'll just, once I've had a few and we're standing around and it's hour 4 of the wedding reception, I'm just like, this is great. It's so great. This is great. Like I'm that person. But then there's other people who have, let me tell you that story.
Yeah, then they get to hugging on you and putting their arm around. Then they start confessing they love, and it's just like, hey.
If we were all drunk, then I'd be doing the same thing. But one of us is not drunk. Please respect that. Don't bring that energy over here when one of us is not drinking. Yes, that is a very valid point you make. I don't know how you're going to survive that. That seems like torture. But God bless you for going to that.
The
That's
wedding
nice.
starts at 4. I'll probably be gone by 7.
All right, that's a good.
And the lieutenant just
leaving time.
She just better be ready. That's when I hit the click on the thing, it's time to roll.
Yeah, you know, sadly, someone hit a click on a different thing, and that guy now has an arrest warrant out for him. We'll tell you about the trouble that Antonio Brown faces this morning. Details on that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, the roads are looking pretty calm and quiet to kick off your Friday commute here. Good morning to all of our folks over in Powell and Worthington. If you are making your way out the door, US 23 northbound's looking really good. 270 eastbound and 315 southbound also up to par with your drive times. And hello to all of our folks in Delaware County. You're looking pretty good if you're taking 71 south between US 36 to 270. 9 minutes there, 16 minutes. US 23 south, 36 to 270. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if erectile dysfunction is making for a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us, because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Tri-State Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%, and because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you, which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. And for a limited time, we're offering new patients a free first visit to help you get the care you deserve. This includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose to demonstrate to you the amazing effectiveness of our treatments. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Do your good-looking shoes hurt and you don't want to wear ugly shoes? At the Good Feet store, we can help you wear your heels, boots, and dress shoes again in comfort. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Trust. It's something we all value, but also something that's hard to earn, especially when it comes to your home. In a city like Columbus with so many contractors to choose from, how do you know who to trust with one of your biggest investments? At Newman Roofing, we believe trust starts with character and continues with consistent results. As a family-owned and operated company, we built our reputation on hiring good people, value-driven professionals who treat your home with the same care and respect they'd give their home. Our team is committed to delivering a true white glove experience. That means paying attention to the details, communicating clearly, and doing the job right the first time. We use only the highest quality products, installed with precision and backed by proven techniques. That's how we ensure you'll feel confident not just today, but for years to come. And we don't just ask you to take our word for it. With over 770 5-star reviews on Google, you can read story after story from homeowners just like you who trusted Newman Roofing and had their expectations exceeded. When it comes to roofing, gutters, or siding, call the local company built around family, values, and integrity. Newman Roofing. Call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, You'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
The Ohio State University ROTC has scholarships available. Learn more at arotc.osu.edu.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
No one knows better than a mom what's right for our kids. But with so many apps and devices, protecting them feels harder than ever. My name is Emily. My husband and I have 3 kids and we live in Strongsville. Ohio needs to act and put parents back in charge by passing a common sense law to require app stores to get parental approval before children download apps.
By requiring parental consent and age verification in the App Store, parents will have a simple, secure, and reliable way to choose what's best for their own kids. That's why Ohio's Fraternal Order of Police and the Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation both support this common sense approach.
With one clear place to approve the apps they use, Ohio can put parents back in charge.
Tell your state legislators to pass the App Store Accountability Act now. Learn more at owlr.org. Paid for by Ohio Women Lead Right.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Happy Friday, everyone. We have made it through the week, but the chances of showers and storms return to our forecast as well as humidity. We will start off with isolated showers in the morning, giving way to those chances increasing. But again, it'll be more here and there throughout the day with highs in the mid-80s. For tonight, lows down into the 60s with chances of showers and storms overnight. And then that will also linger into our Saturday. Otherwise, expect skies to be cloudy and highs near 80. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can jump in the YouTube chat. Just search 971 The Fan. Click on YouTube. And then click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You go into the chat. You'll see everybody in there. Always a good time. Happy Friday to you. It is Friday the 13th. So maybe, hopefully your luck is good today if you're superstitious about stuff like that. Or maybe you don't care. That's fine. Antonio Brown has some bad luck brought upon by himself. He is the, of course, ex-NFL wide receiver. Is now wanted by law enforcement in Miami-Dade County on charges of attempted murder. This came out last night, and I first saw it from a bunch of places that all seem to be like what is that guy, like Dov Kleeman or whatever, Kleiman, whatever, like that. That guy's account is always weird.
You don't know if he's real or not.
Right. He does a lot of, that account always has just some weird, iffy stuff on it. You never know if it's true. And then you saw other accounts like that were kind of aggregating it. But then I saw it was, Adam Schefter, Washington Post. Yeah. Then it became like, okay, this is legit. This appears to stem from a shooting at a boxing event in Miami last month. You sent me that video back when that happened where
he got into a fight.
There was a fight. He appeared to be in it.
Well, they said they tried to jump him.
Well, no, right. I mean, I don't know how I don't know how it started, but then what I know is there was a group of people that it seemed like the video starts off with a group of people swinging.
Yes.
And people going, "Oh, they're fighting. Oh no." And then like people are kind of all commenting on it. And you see someone kind of getting away.
Yep.
You see another guy like pulling up his britches and like put his fists up like, "Okay, I'm coming after you." So the guy he was fighting was just off camera. And then you see someone who runs by in what looks to be designer clothing. And the person on the camera goes, "That's AB." And then you see him, whoever that person is, whether it's AB or not, that person kind of reaching for their waistband, then disappears into a crowd of people. And then a mere second or two later, you hear some pop, 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 and everybody scatters and runs. So that was one where people said at the time, that kind of looks like maybe Antonio Brown was involved in that in some way, and maybe there was a gun involved. It sounded like a gun was involved. Anyway, now this appears to be where all this comes from, because the police do want to. I mean, they don't just like want to talk to him. They have a warrant for his arrest. So
yes,
that's bad news right there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because AB was probably if not the best, one of the best wide receivers back in like 2010, early that era, 2010, like 2020-ish. He had a while where he was considered the best. And with Pittsburgh, you're like, this guy is must-see TV, call God. He had all that stuff going on. And to me, I thought he would be like a Hall of Famer. And then obviously, once he left Pittsburgh, it was everybody always goes to the Vontae Burfict hit where he got the concussion.
Oh, right.
Everybody said that's where things changed for him. And maybe that's true. I don't know. But it's just crazy that his antics have been unbelievable. Like, just some of not just this, just all the stuff that he's done from the time he decided to strip for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to all the other incidents that he's done off the field since then. Like where is his friends at? Like, who is surrounding him and telling him like this is okay to do this?
I feel like you reach a level, and you know what? Antonio Brown has this situation, but he's not the only one. I would say a guy like Jerry Jones probably also has this type of situation going on where there is no one in his life that can tell him not to do stuff.
Well, there needs to be.
Well, what I mean is Antonio Brown was at one point so successful, to your point, as a wide receiver. He knew how great he was, right? And this is not defending anything he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I think there comes a point where if you're not a grounded human being, if you don't have some good structure around you, if you don't have anyone in your life who doesn't need your money, who will say, I don't care about how rich you are, you suck today, and I'm going to tell you why, and you need to understand this is not cool. If you don't have anybody like that you respect in your life, yeah, you're going to get if you have the money and resources he has had in his life, you can end up like Antonio Brown, where there is no one to tell him that what he's doing is bad. Everyone who would tell him that has either been told to go away or has said, I'm not going to say that because I like the money that I get from hanging out with this guy. I like being close to the fame or the prestige or whatever you think Antonio Brown has. And I'm saying he's not alone in that. Other people, I'm sure every billionaire has that to some degree, right? Like you reach a level of fame or wealth that people won't tell you that you stink. But someone, you're right, in his life should say this is not cool. Because even barring this, there was the incident where he had the condo, right? Where he threw, I believe it was like patio furniture off the condo, and lucky no one got killed by that because he could have easily killed someone doing that.
He had that. He had the pool incident where he like exposed himself to a woman in the pool.
Right. Didn't he have
had like
a contractor that came to the house that claimed that he was like abusive or like sexual harassment, I think is what that was, where he had commissioned a woman to come in and paint either a mural or something in his house. She says he didn't pay her, and then he kind of threw her out. And she had also said that like he was just weird with making advances on her, trying to touch her. Like it was I don't
remember that one.
Oh, he's had a lot of those.
I know he had like some, with the mother of his child, like he was like throwing her out. The police got involved.
That's right. Yeah.
I just don't understand. Like at some point you got to be like, man, like when he reflects back on this, I wonder, does he be like, yeah, I messed that up? Or does he think like, in his mind, like this was the right way to handle it, like that.
I'm sure he's at a point of delusion where he thinks, I did it.
That's a problem for me. Like, do he know that it's people that like look up to him? Like, it was people that like.
Who looks up to him now, though?
Not now.
I know you're right.
But
at
like
some
back
point,
then,
sure.
It was like people need to be aware of the fact that like, yeah, somebody's watching me. There's some kid out there that's watching everything I do that wants to be like me, and they're gonna see this and think like this is the way to act. Like, no, like,
but you know what? I would guess probably, and I don't obviously know Antonio Brown. I would guess at some point in his life he probably said, "Well, then they shouldn't. Like nobody should look up to me. I'm just my own person." Right? I bet you that's somewhat of what he thinks about himself too. I will say that a guy who's probably having a really good day today is Spencer Lanning, or the Browns punter that he kicked in the chest. That dude woke up today and was like, well, looky there. My, how the turntables turn. Yeah. That's
He's sitting there good. Every time he see it in the good.
We've known Antonio Brown has had his issues, but yeah, I mean, when I saw that video, I thought there's no way charges won't come from this for someone. I don't know who, but yeah, it's not I had a gun on me and was at the airport and got stopped with it. This is attempted murder charges. Yeah. If they have any, I would think they're not bringing these charges unless they've got enough eyewitness accounts that say this is a thing that they saw, and with that video, there's got to be something there, right? I don't know what other videos out there. Maybe the police have something that we don't, but yeah, this may be a thing that he goes. This is like not the last we hear of him, but like there will be a trial, there'll be all this stuff. I'm sure he'll probably deny some of this, but this could be a chance of like he could go to jail for a long time because of this charge, and that's where it's. He hasn't just had one chance. He has had multiple chances where he has just had a lot of accusation against him, different things he screwed up over life, and eventually now it catches up with you, if this is in fact what he did.
Sometimes some people need to sit down for a while. You got to figure it out. You got to hit the reset button. If you are in a confined facility and you can't do much but sit there and think about things and how to be better, that might work out for somebody. Maybe he needs to hit the reset button. And figure some things out. It's not necessarily. Now, if he looking at like 25 to life or something like that, then that's terrible. But if it's like a couple years, maybe you need to just do that.
I mean, but you know what? If it is 25 to life, if you're shooting a gun at people,
you got a point.
You got
a point.
You got to take. I mean, I'm sure will use. I don't know. I don't know what his defense would be. I would guess a lawyer might say.
You know what he's going to say?
Self-defense.
It's not me.
Oh, well, that's here you go the Shaggy route.
It wasn't me. Got me on camera. It wasn't me.
No. Clip that in 2 minutes. There's no Antonio Brown related clip that here, but tons of good audio for you. Big game in the NHL last night. Turned a season around. Not a season, but it turned things around a bit for one of those two franchises. We'll talk about it next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Friday. No major accidents or delays to report as of right now. So we do want to let you know about an upcoming ramp closure. This is happening south of the downtown area, north of Berliner Park. 70 westbound ramp to 71 southbound will be closed starting tonight, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. So a good detour to keep in mind. Continue on I-70 westbound over to Broad Street. Exit there and loop back onto 70 eastbound. Then take the ramp to 71 southbound. Again, should save you a little bit of time if you're in the area tonight. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
With rates as low as 8.99% APR, now is the perfect time to save your summer with a debt consolidation loan from BMI Federal Credit Union. Visit bmifcu.org/consolidate.
This just in, the NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone letting you know that Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin has everything you need for your backyard this summer. They've got a huge selection of poly outdoor furniture built to last, never needs refinished, perfect for the lazy among us. Want to get the kids outside? Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings has quality-built play sets that you can configure any way you like. Plus, Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings is your trusted source for Weaver Barnes in Central Ohio. Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin or online at AmishCountryFurnishings.com. And, of course, tell them T-Bone sent you.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Oh! Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh, my goodness! Holy smoke! just incredible.
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Game 4 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals, Oilers and Panthers. It was tied 4-4 in overtime when this little thing happened.
Now Ekholm. Clock pulls it. Cross-ice pass. Draisaitl towards the net. Score! Leon Draisaitl in overtime. The Edmonton Oilers tie the series 2 games apiece. The Oilers come back from 3 goals down after 1. Draisaitl sets an NHL record with his 4th overtime goal of this postseason and his 2nd in the Stanley Cup Final.
That is, here's the record, Tyvis, for teams that were leading by 3 after the first period, as the Panthers were. They have 3-0. Going into last night, 37-0. When they were leading in a Stanley Cup final game, 3-0 or more.
That's a shame.
And now it's 37-1. So great comeback by the Oilers. They tie that series up, as you heard Kenny Albert there on TNT saying. And it's a series. It's going to be fun.
I'm not going to lie. I thought that it was done. I said 3-0. It's a 2-1 series. They up 3-0. I was like, yeah, the Florida's
going to get that.
They're going to win it. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, I tuned back in a little bit later, and I'm like, they tied it? I was like, what?
Yeah.
And as they went into overtime, obviously it was a thriller. Edmonton was able to find a way to get it done. But this series, man, I remember I was listening to Bo and Reeser and them, and they were like, yeah, it's probably going to go 7. And I was like, nah, this thing will probably be over in 5 or 6. Panthers win. It probably will go 7. And it is. And the crazy thing is, it's very exciting to sit there and watch this. Like it's high. They're giving you the score. And obviously every game isn't. It was a 1-0 game. I think a game ago or maybe 2 games ago, it was 1-0. But they're giving you got the star power. They're getting the scores. They got the action that you want to see. Some fights going on. It's very exciting.
Yeah. That's what you want in a Stanley Cup final. And honestly, if you can get as many overtimes as possible, that also, to me, just ratchets up the Stanley Cup final. Just because the nature of an overtime in hockey anyway, when it's played in the playoffs where you don't have the 3-on-3 thing, like you actually get real hockey played, that's just unbeatable drama. You can't do a lot better than that in sports. So got some of that last night. Hopefully the next 3 games all end up being overtime thrillers like that one. I saw
Are you
this.
Still rooting for the Panthers?
Yeah, I'm still rooting for the Panthers. No offense to the Oilers.
I don't know. I became an Oilers, like a small fan last year.
What happened that made you become an Oilers fan?
It was this nice gesture. It was this nice gesture that happened that went kind of viral.
What gesture was that?
It was some fan activity.
Yeah. Are you talking about the female Edmonton Oilers fan that decided to show off the goods?
I just hope that she's having a wonderful day wherever she is.
Well, who can blame her? I may have stumbled across that clip myself, Tyvis, and that was a clip that I saw, and I kept that one. The algorithm now, when I search Edmonton Oilers, it always is like, did you mean her? And it's like, no, I actually was looking for a highlight, but you know what? It is a highlight.
You know what? It's never bad to, look at that again.
Listen. If you bought a nice, like for your house, if you put a porch on and it was very nicely done, you would invite people over to have a look at this. Didn't we do a great job? Look at the masonry. Isn't this awesome?
But yeah,
she just was showing off what she'd had done. I don't know if those were El Natural or if they'd been add-ons, but whatever.
It was a beautiful sight.
It was a beautiful sight. I agree with you. That's all.
Like a nice sunset. It's a beautiful sight.
I hope she's doing well. I'm with you. By the way, Zach Werenski, I saw this came out. He finished 7th in the voting for the Hart Trophy. So Connor Hellebuyck won it, the Winnipeg goalie. Jets had a nice year this year. He was a big part of that. He wins the MVP. I feel a little odd about goalies winning MVP, but I think they should be allowed to. I don't think it should be.
I didn't know that was that's crazy.
Yeah, if you're the best player on your team and your team's really good and you're one of the reasons for their success, that's fine. But
it just doesn't come off as like the hot pick. Like,
Well, I do feel like the fact that, you have to stop shots. We know how important goaltending is. The Jackets know how important it is, because if they had better goaltending this year, they're in the playoffs. I don't know what they're doing in the playoffs, but I think the goaltending not being sorted out is one of the main reasons this team didn't make the playoffs.
Are you blaming Elvis?
I'm blaming the goaltending situation. Yeah, I'm blaming him. That's right. Elvis, leave the building. There you go. Yeah, I'm not going to beat around the bush on that.
Wow.
I'm not.
He was a first-round pick.
Doesn't matter. What does it matter? There's been lots of if you go back and look at the history of the Jackets, they've had a lot of first-round picks that aren't playing here anymore or aren't playing anywhere, honestly.
What if he goes somewhere and then he figures it out?
Great. He's not going to figure it out here. It's too much money, and no, I don't. No, I'm fine with them buying him out and moving on.
Man.
But
I like Elvis in the bill. I like being able to say that.
That's good.
Elvis is in the
I don't
building.
care if his name is Jim Farflats as long as he can stop shots. That's not exactly rolling off the tongue, but if he can get the job done, I don't care what his name is. I just want him to do stuff. But the thing I have a problem with is Hart Trophy voting. Zach Werenski gets 7th place. He had one first place vote for essentially the MVP of the league. And I don't know. It's obviously different in every sport. But when I think of MVP, I do not look at it as MVP of the league in the sense that the league would be worse off if this guy wasn't a part of the league, right? Some people, I think, look at the MVP voting and go, well, this guy's the best player in the league, so he's the MVP. I don't look at it that way, because if he's the best player in the league, but he has 2 other stars right next to him who are also not as good as him, but 1A and 1B,
yes,
the team probably wouldn't be as bad if that guy was off of it as they would if a guy is like monumentally good, but maybe the surrounding talent isn't quite as good around him. I think you have to factor all that into account. The Blue Jackets this year were the number 1 team in improvement point total last year to this year. So that's apparently not Zach Werenski's doing, even though, yeah, if you don't want to give him the MVP, I get most people are going to put him number 1 just because of Jackets didn't make the playoffs.
Somebody gave him a vote.
Yeah, probably a beat writer here, and that's fine. He got 1 first place vote, 1 second place vote, 0 third place, 3 fourth place votes, and then 19 fifth place votes. That's how he ended up 7th in this, in this voting. But I don't understand how they had that big of an improvement. But it's not him, because he's finished 7th. He didn't even finish top 3 in the MVP voting, essentially. Coach of the Year, what is that, the Jack Adams Award, I want to say? That Dean Evison finished 5th in that.
Really?
Yeah, 5th. That was last week.
Who won?
The guy who's the head coach for the Caps, whose name is escaping me. The Capitals did have a big improvement this year.
But
they were like second best record in the league.
You see what they had to go through?
Well,
the situation that the Jackets had this year, that's
exactly my point.
Wow, that's pretty messed up.
So I don't know how, apparently it just happened by magic.
And it was his first year. He was a first-year head coach.
Yeah, well, first year here. He'd been a head coach before Minnesota and elsewhere.
Head coach here.
Yeah, but I don't understand how. Okay, Zach Werenski, he didn't have as much to do with it. Fine. Dean Evison apparently had nothing to do with it either. Does everybody understand in the NHL who votes on this crap? Do you understand the best scorer on the team and the most notable figure they'd ever brought in Johnny Gaudreau passed away tragically? Every time you turn around the NHL, every time you turn around the hockey world, everyone's doing tributes to Johnny Gaudreau, rightfully so. It was a tragic situation, and his brother, obviously Matthew. And then the Jackets almost making the playoffs after that offseason, and everyone's like, well, none of those guys who are part of that get any awards. How do you not, if you...
that's criminal.
I don't understand if it's not the coach who helped, and if it's not your captain, those are the guys that you should look at it and say, okay.
It's not even the fact that they didn't win. They wasn't even
alternate captain.
They weren't even close. What'd you say Dean Evison finished?
5th? Yeah. Boone Jenner obviously is the captain. I just meant Zach Werenski is an alternate captain and obviously a great player on the team. I don't know how he's not getting a higher vote in the MVP. I don't know how Dean Evison ends up 5th.
Maybe I missed something.
We all did apparently around here, because I don't get it. I don't understand how apparently it's no one gets any credit for that. It's just that's what everybody should have done. It's just picked up after that horrible tragedy and gone on. And now I grant you, if they had made the playoffs, I bet both those guys finished top 3. just because people are swayed by something as simple as, well, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they would have seen him a little bit more, and they would have gone over the story again, and it would have been a little fresh in their minds. But I mean, you were essentially one game away from being in the playoffs. As bad, like, not that you should get moral victories here, but damn it, in a season where what happened to the Jackets and all this tragedy that happened around this team.
More adversity you had to overcome.
There should be a little moral victory in that, right? There should be some credit that we get for that, if nothing else. My God. Anyway, I that floored me yesterday when I saw he got 7th in the Hart Trophy voting. I'm
more mad over the 5th for Dean.
Yeah, Dean Evison getting 5th. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Crazy.
The Reds and the Guardians have no excuses. I saw a little story about how valuable their managers are. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are noticing our first crash of our Friday. The left lane is currently blocked on 71 North at Stringtown Road because of a crash right now. We do have police members on the scene this morning, causing a lot of delays, so make sure you take it nice and easy as you head into downtown this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. It's boat season at Buckeye Lake Marina. Largest new and used boat inventory in the 3-county region. Details and more at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
Did you want information on the Ohio Lottery's Easy Play games? Okay. Easy Play games have everything needed to play printed on the ticket, so you never wait for a drawing. And with Easy Play Progressive games, they can instantly win the game's jackpot, which oftentimes grow and grow to over $1 million. All lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly. Want another commercial? Okay.
Introducing Ice Cream Quakes from UDF. Big chunks of your favorite candies and cookies blended with real UDF ice cream. Made the way you want. Real creamy, real chunky, real. Ice Cream Quakes. New from United Dairy Farmers.
Hey, you. Wouldn't a Diet Coke at 7 a.m. totally hit? You know you can get that from Wendy's for just $1, right? Even you, girl drinking a Fanta on the way to 8 a.m. Pilates class. Any soda you want, any size, just $1. So go get that breakfast soda, you morning menace. But maybe hurry, because it's only during breakfast. Morning soda? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours. Exclusions apply. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Hawaii.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Summer is officially here, and so are the rising temperatures. Before you know it, you'll be wondering what else you can do to keep cool during the dog days of summer. You want to beat the heat and keep the AC in your home? Get Window Nation's energy-efficient vinyl windows. During their semi-annual sale, you can buy 4 windows and get 4 windows free. Plus a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows, and no money down, no interest, and no monthly payments until 2027. So how exactly do they keep their prices affordable? It's a great question. Window Nation works directly with the top window manufacturers in the country, which means all their windows are assembled right here in the USA. Plus, their windows come with a lifetime warranty, so you'll keep saving long into the future. Window Nation's semi-annual sale ends soon. So buy 4 windows, get 4 windows free, and a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows, plus pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now, 866-90-NATION, or visit windownation.com. Once again, that number, 866-90-NATION, or go to their website, windownation.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and so are the summer savings at RCD RV. Don't miss RCD RV's summer kickoff sale running June 7th through the 21st. New RVs starting as low as $12,995. Now's the time to make a splash this summer. Hurry in. Those deals will not last long. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at RCDRV.com. Visit our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at RCDRV.com.
Common Man and Timmy.
Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer. I thought you meant Dom Tiberi. Dahmer.
Hey, who needs frosting on a Pop-Tart? Back when I was a kid, we didn't have Pop-Tarts.
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
My guy Zoran tweeted at us during the break. Said we were talking about the Edmonton Oilers gal from last year or 2 years ago, whatever that was, who
bless her.
Bless her. She blessed us in many ways. Zoran said, hey, friends, we all know Mickey Mouse is not real and natural, so everyone loves him and admires him, so enjoy it and show your admiration. Hashtag Oilers girl. Zoran, you're a wise fella. Thanks for chiming in. We appreciate you. Hope you're having a great Friday the 13th. Happy Pride weekend to those of you who will be attending that this weekend in Columbus. We're looking to get out there, hopefully, for the parade tomorrow, so that should be a lot of fun, and there's a lot of people in town for that, so welcome if you're here for that. Saw the Reds and the Guardians, in my mind, have no excuses, Tyvis, you tell me. Major League Baseball, the athletic staff writers that cover that, they did a survey where they polled players in Major League Baseball about many things, but one of the things they asked was managers you'd most like to play for, all right? So that's that's just based on you can't say your own, because obviously a lot of guys are like, oh, the guy I play for now is great.
Is it anonymous?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think they put them on the spot and gave quotes, because in these articles they always have a quote that's one big leaguer said this or a pitcher said that, but they never say who the player is or what team they're from or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So they interviewed, now this is 121 respondents. That's not all of Major League Baseball. There's a lot of dudes in Major League Baseball, but 121 is a decent sample size.
It is.
Number one manager they said they'd like to play for, aside from their own, Bruce Bochy, manager of the Rangers.
Okay.
He got 20 votes out of 121 respondents, so that's a pretty good percentage there.
Yep.
Right behind him in the voting, number 2 was Terry Francona with the Reds.
That's not surprising.
No, a lot of people love Terry Francona.
I think a lot of people respect Tito.
Number 3 on the list was Stephen Vogt with the Guards.
Really?
Yeah. He got 15 votes. Next after him is Craig Counts with the Cubs, who had 9. Brian Snitker with the Braves had 7. Dave Robertson with the Dodgers had 7.
Wait, pardon me. You said Stephen Vogt had how many?
15 out of 121 votes. So
and what Tito have?
17. So, almost as many. I'm saying, people like both these managers. And what I'm telling you is, don't believe what the ownership of these teams will tell you, whether it be in Cleveland, who I know the Cleveland and Cincinnati both spend a little bit differently, but by and large, both those teams at some point will look you in the eye and go, well, what do you expect us to do? We can't pay that. We don't have that kind of money. The answer is you have that kind of money. You don't have that kind of money because your ownership is cheap. They don't want to spend that money.
Well, for the Guardians case, their issue is if you say they need to spend more, they'll say we just was in the series right before the World Series.
And did you win
with the small payroll that we have?
And that's why it should be more infuriating to be a Guards fan. Some Guardians fans I don't get, because you're right, they will jump out of the woodwork to be like, hold on a second, they don't pay any money and they almost made it to the World Series, blah blah blah, and they did a few years ago, and look at the
everybody's
success.
Like, yeah, but
that's why you should pay the money.
Imagine if you just bumped your payroll by $20 million, just $20 million more dollars.
Yeah.
You can get a nice bat in there that could really help you go over the top, and they just don't do it.
It's the look.
Now, granted, there's about to be a ownership change, and maybe they will once that fully happens. But they're not. I for years Cincinnati
with the
like
Guardians
that too. Hey.
Well, that's the Castellini family, right? That was where
they wanted them to sell it like 2-3 years ago.
Well, that was when the owner came out and said, "Where are you going to go on opening day? What if you're bad? Oh well, where are you going to go?
Yeah,
right. So that I just look at it now, and I know Terry Francona just got to Cincinnati. Obviously, Stephen Vogt's been there a few years with the Cards, but you have managers that players want to play for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not an issue. From a culture, that sets a lot of your culture when it comes to your baseball club, right? If you've got a manager that people respect, you will be able to get better players who will say, yeah, I'd go there just to play for that guy. If the money and everything else is equal, my opportunity is equal, I'm going to play the position. You're not trying to throw me out into left field when I don't want to play that position.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I think goes a long way. So that's why I say they have no excuses, because both those families have the money to go out there and make bigger deals if they want to. They have to decide to spend it. But it's not an issue of, well, even if you spent the money, no one would want to come here because managers are terrible, the culture's terrible. No, everything's ready for you to and to be good. I know how this season's going for both teams, but it's there for you if you want it. Just go out and spend money. You'll have the managers in place that will get guys to want to play here.
I just think it's Cleveland and maybe Cincinnati just has that certain stigma to it, to where if you've never been there, you'll hear oh, I got to go to Cleveland or I got to go to Cincinnati. And it's but when you get there and you spend some time there and you see how people praise you and, you see the life that you can have, it's oh, it's not that bad. It's actually fine. Like I said, Donovan Mitchell's the latest person that come out and be yeah, I love Cleveland. I don't really want to leave Cleveland like that. You get guys that say things like that. So I think it gets a bad rap, Cleveland and Cincinnati. Also, I feel if anything, this should tell the team or the owners they should believe more into the team. Because if you're going to spend money, you have to believe it. I think the Guardians, when they went to the World Series in 2016, I feel they made a splash move where they went over their typical cap number that they usually are. But that's because they believed in what they had. They was we believe that this team can win it all. And every time I see them not decide to add a bat or add a player at the deadline or anything like that, it just tells me that they just don't believe in the team that much.
No. And I realize every year you can't trade away a couple prospects to get a bat, a rental, that kind of thing.
Oh, you should have seen Bull on this rant about prospects with the Guardians. He was talking about how in the past 3 to 5 years, if you look at the top prospects from 2020 to now for the Guardians that was in their farm system, all of them have no trade value or they haven't played enough to know.
Yeah, I think that ultimately teams that always point to, and fan bases that ultimately point to yes, but the pipeline is great. You're not living in the reality of pro sports. The reality of pro sports is if the pipeline's so great, the guys like Hunter Green, right?
Oh man,
he's good.
They should break the bank.
Well, right, but it wasn't this was an unknown quantity. He got up there fairly quickly and has obviously turned it on.
Yeah, he has.
But it didn't take that long for him to get here, right? He was known to be good, and then he's worked through some stuff, sure, but he's become great. Ellie De La Cruz is a guy they kind of identified and said, this guy's going to be talented. He's been talented for the Reds.
And they ain't going to pay him.
Well, no, right. That's the other side of it. That's why I also think sometimes if you're not going to be the franchise that pays the guys that you have, then you have to go out occasionally and pay for guys that aren't in your system, but on a year where you're decent and you have a chance. And I'm not saying this will be the year for either of those teams. The way it's going right now for the Guardians, I wouldn't know. I don't know. Maybe it's not that year for them. Reds are kind of in the same boat where, I don't know. Guardians have a...
Why you bring that up, man? That's a touchy subject right now.
Reds are in Detroit for a big series with the Tigers, who just look unstoppable. The Savannah Bananas are in Cincinnati tonight and tomorrow. So Great American will be full. So that'll be nice. Other than on opening day, how often do you see that? I'm just saying, any ballpark, really. The Savannah Bananas outdraw any other Major League Baseball team, don't they? when they show up.
They sell out like
NFL stadiums.
Yeah.
So sure, they sell out a Major League Baseball stadium. Guardians, meanwhile, they're in Seattle for a West Coast trip. They've got the Giants and then the A's after this 3-game set with the Mariners. So prepare to stay up late to watch the Guardians.
Yeah, it's not happening.
No. Well, I mean, I'll try to catch a few games.
At 10 tonight?
Dude, I'm telling you.
Oh, man.
They're on the West Coast.
I have no chance of watching that one. No chance.
Tyvis, you played in Seattle. You are aware of, like, the time difference.
So you do know that when I was in Seattle, I still was on Eastern Standard Time? It was the greatest thing in the world.
You did?
Yes.
How long were you out there?
A year and some change.
You did that for a year?
It was incredible because I would wake up at like 4 a.m. and be ready to go.
Oh, because it's like 7 here.
Because it's 7 here.
Oh, so that's like sleeping in.
Exactly. It was
that's
incredible.
That's a great call, actually. What time did you go to bed, though?
Like 9. No.
Oh, so you'd...
No. I went to bed at like... Yeah, no, it was like at 8 or 9.
You'd basically have a 7 a.m. to midnight Eastern schedule.
Pretty much.
And then out west, you're on like 4 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it a little tough if you're going to go out, but...
that's the thing. I wasn't doing that.
Stayed in. That's good. There you go. That's the way you have to do it if you're going to do that. If you're going to do that. I've heard Steve Harvey's talked about that, where he's like, look, if you're sleeping until like 9 a.m. on the West Coast, like it's noon out on the East Coast.
That's what,
all the markets have been open, all the businesses happening.
Did just do that?
Did he talk about that?
Deion just told, I think it was Shiloh. He said, ladies, if your man is still asleep after 7 a.m., you need to leave him.
Yeah. I can see that. Got to get up and start doing stuff.
I said, well, me, T-Bone, and Bodie as well. Wait for it.
Yeah, we're just because we have to be. Could the Bengals' first-round pick re-enter the draft? Apparently, the answer is yes. We'll discuss it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Friday. Well, if you're heading into the city, things are looking pretty good in pretty much all directions of the metro right now. Over to Etna and Pataskala. Good morning to our folks out there. 70 eastbound and westbound looking pretty good with your drive times. Even US 40 got you at 56 miles per hour if you're heading on the westbound side. And hello to our folks over in Madison County. Stepping out the door right now, US 40 East is looking perfect. 16 minutes there, 42 to 270. 11 minutes, 70 East, West Jefferson to 270. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu with your fan traffic.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks, trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Matty Ice here. When I needed a new Chevy, I headed to McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. Right now, get up to $12,000 off MSRP on a 25 Silverado LD. They've got no market adjustments, no hidden costs, and sales managers are on the floor ready to help. That's been the McDaniel difference since 1916. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. McDaniel GM Superstore, where great deals meet a century of trust. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
We've discovered the perfect morning ritual, the 2 for $6 breakfast sandwich deal at Tim Hortons. Every sandwich is made to order with a freshly cracked egg and melty cheese, just the way breakfast should be. Choose between savory sausage or hickory smoked bacon, served on a toasted English muffin or flaky biscuit. There's no wrong way to mix and match this tasty deal. 2 breakfast sandwiches, just $6. Perfect. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, single item at regular menu price. Modifications and tax extra. Exclusions and additional terms apply.
Don't settle for ordinary this summer when adventure awaits. Make memories that will last forever only at your Columbus Zoo and Aquarium, Central Ohio's family destination for fun. Plan your perfect summer trip at columbuszoo.org.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my two best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. TNCs apply. Available in app only.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is bringing the funny this summer. Tiffany Haddish takes the mic on Friday, July 18th with the Funny and Fearless Tour. Then Dion Cole Live hits the stage Friday, September 5th for a night of nonstop laughs. 2 comedy icons, 2 unforgettable nights. Get your friends, grab a drink, and get ready to laugh all night long. Big names, big laughs, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Visit HollywoodColumbus.com for more details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Evan Cohen here. La Quinta by Wyndham is deeply grateful for all our military members, veterans, and their families. They understand the dedication, sacrifice, and hard work that comes with serving our country. As a thank you, La Quinta offers 12% off standard rates, upgraded Wyndham Rewards, Gold Status membership, and preferred parking. They want to make sure your stay is as comfortable and rewarding as possible, and they're proud to serve those who serve. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Visit LQ.com to learn more about these special military perks and discounts. Restrictions apply.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. Before Thursday night, home teams with at least a 3-goal lead in the Stanley Cup Final were 158-0. Now they're 158-1. As last night down in Sunrise, the Oilers erased a 3-0 first period deficit, and Leon Draisaitl's NHL record fourth overtime goal of the postseason sends them to the 5-4 win over the Panthers in OT. The series is now even at 2 games apiece. They'll play Game 5 in Edmonton tomorrow night. Baseball, after an off day on Thursday for both teams, the Reds and Guardians will be back at it tonight. Cincinnati's in Detroit for the first of 3 against the Tigers. Meanwhile, Cleveland will begin a 9-game West Coast trip tonight in Seattle. And in golf, as Day 2 at Oakmont gets underway this morning, J.J. Spawn is the solo leader of the U.S. Open. He is 4 under par. This update is sponsored by BMI FCU. Rates as low as 5.54% and a $400 cash bonus when you refinance your auto loan with BMI FCU.
The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971 or hop in the YouTube chat. Just go to 971 The Fan on YouTube and then click on T-Bone and Tyvis, and you'll be right in there. Drop a comment in. Gio in Picktown says, why does Tyvis drive all the way to Cleveland? Couldn't he do the show just like Bo does?
The Cleveland show will not allow it. That's why we've tried to do it before where you have, 2 people or 3 people on set and then you have one person remote, and it kind of messes up the vibe because there's like a slight delay. So like if you say something, if I'm trying to speak and they're trying to speak, like it just doesn't work.
Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about with Bo. Bo's here every day.
Bo is definitely here every day.
In our hearts. And in our minds. That's exactly where he is.
Which I think we're talking to Bo for Crosstalk today.
Yeah, I'm sure we are. I'm looking forward to it. By the way, U.S. Open getting underway, so there's plenty of that going on. I did see that Patrick Reed had a nice albatross yesterday, which I just recently learned that that's a thing. I do like that golf involves birds. That's my take on golf. That, and it's great napping viewing. Timmy Hall said this for years, that like if you like to nap, which I need to now doing this job.
It's a shame.
Yesterday afternoon, I got home. I was talking to Melissa for a little bit. She works from home, so I have to be quiet. So I go down to the den.
My wife does too.
Yeah, you just got to, she's doing her job. I'm doing my job, but I'm trying to sleep. So I threw on the golf, kept it on mute, and then I just
being considerate,
rotted on the couch a little bit before I went up to my recliner and took my actual nap. I took a pre-nap down there. It was great. So I had a couple. Now I realize I had a couple naps yesterday. That's not too bad. So the Bengals have this issue with Shamar Stewart, their number one pick, 17th overall, I believe, out of Texas A&M. Am I wrong?
He's out of A&M.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he was 17th or 16th, somewhere in the teens, right? But they would like to have him doing things in camp. He has done nothing in camp because he doesn't have a signed contract, and that is totally his right to do that. Zach Taylor had some comments yesterday about it. He said he wasn't here today, so we just focused on the guys that were here. That's because Shamar Stewart left mandatory minicamp Thursday amid the contract dispute. So it's not going in the direction you would want if you're a Bengals fan. The guy is leaving camp early, essentially, because the dispute's not getting fixed. That doesn't seem great, Tyvis. I didn't play in the NFL, but that doesn't seem good to me.
The crazy part is, he's not receiving a dime right now because he didn't sign any contract. So, good thing NIL was good. It must have been really good to him, and he was at Texas A&M. So that was it. This is ridiculous in sports that I just don't understand why Cincinnati is playing this game.
Well, for those who aren't familiar, the game that you're talking about is their contract used to have certain language in it, as most, I guess, NFL contracts do, although I'd like to know what the percentage is. I don't know the answer on this. But their contracts in Cincinnati have always said, there's certain guarantees that are in there. If you're, a star, your high draft pick, those kind of things, the guarantees are in there, even if you get injured, stuff like that. They wanted to introduce language. Essentially, they wanted to change their boilerplate. The standard contract they do for all the rookies. Mm-hmm. They wanted to change that this year for all the rookies to say, yeah, we can void certain guarantees.
See, that's...
And because of that change, that's what Shamar Stewart is saying. I'm not asking for anything you haven't given anybody else over the years. I just want the same thing as all your other draft picks have gotten these last few years. I'm not asking for anything insane. You're not willing to do that, so I'm being advised not to participate.
So, again... did the other picks sign, or are they just practicing and they haven't signed as well?
At least one other pick hasn't signed their contract, and I don't remember which one it is of the draft picks who didn't sign, but did choose to participate anyway. And I think that's taking a risk. If I'm him, I wouldn't want to do that. I understand why a lawyer or an attorney or someone or your agent would tell you not to do that because you don't have a signed contract. If you get hurt, then that doesn't give you any protection. However, there's a line of thinking out there now, and I saw this getting posted yesterday.
Yeah, 4 of the 6 have signed.
Okay. So I knew there was one other player that wasn't, but I think is playing. I forget who it is. What I know is it's now getting a situation in Cincinnati where people are starting to ask the question, can he just not sign at all? What happens then?
I don't think it's going to come to that, but I'm intrigued to know what happens.
Apparently, if you don't sign your contract, you can go back to the draft. And then you can go get drafted next year. And the only team that can't draft you is the Bengals. Now, the other thought that I saw was...
No way it gets to that.
No way it gets to that. The other thing that was brought up was if he did that, well, would he sit out a year or would he then appeal to the NCAA and sue them?
That's not
go
happening.
the like Maurice Claret route and sue the NCAA and say, let me back in.
He might win the way they losing the court right now. He just might win.
Yeah, you're
but
right.
I don't think he would do that. I think he would just have to train for a whole year, which I'm not really a fan of it. I know Jamar Chase did it for COVID, and obviously good things happen for him, but everybody's different.
The number one question I have about all this is, and I'm not saying this because of Shamar Stewart. I get what he's saying. The Bengals have had this in their contract for years.
Somebody gonna fold.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? Is right now you're in the negotiating stage where everyone's staring at each other.
Is he really willing to forfeit? Oh, hold on. Go ahead. I got to see how much the pick in front of him got.
The one question I have is I would like to know if this contract the Bengals are throwing at him, is this something that the rest of the NFL has already had this for years and the Bengals are the only team that hasn't had it and they're just trying to get up to the league standard of what everyone else has had? If so, then I think maybe he would probably be in a little bit of the right place to say, all right, I gave it a good effort, but they're not going to bend on this. I'm going to go ahead and sign it and get into camp. But if all the other NFL teams, or a majority of them, don't have these clauses that the Bengals want to insert, then he is 100% in his rights to not sign this deal, because other rookies at other teams are not going to do that. If that is the case, if the majority of teams in the NFL don't have this clause that the Bengals are trying to put in there, then I think this is yet again a bad look for the Bengals. If that's what the case is, why would the Bengals not want to have good PR here and just say, oh well, we tried, it didn't work out. This player decided that he's going to stick his
Shamar
foot
Stewart
down.
Is looking at around $19 million.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to sign it. I'm sure he's going to eventually get there. But I don't understand why the Bengals always seem to be the team that is just looking for a way to cut costs whenever possible. They're the last team that had an indoor facility in a cold weather city, right? They now have one, but it took them forever to get one. They constantly finish low on is the facility nice? Is the environment nice? Do you feel like the good team culture there? Feel like the owner cares? They finish bottom 10 in that almost every time. Mm-hmm. And there always seems to be some kind of thing of like, well, they're under a contract dispute here, or they don't want to pay this guy. Yes, I know they paid Joe Burrow. Yes, I know they paid their wide receivers, but you can't win a football game with 3 players. So you do need the rest of the team there. And this is the inevitable, I guess, other side of that is you're going to save money elsewhere when you spend that money because the Bengals are cheap. And I know it's a salary cap league, but these are the type of things that make you look cheap even in a cap league.
But the thing is, this is a rookie deal. Like, usually people love to have people on rookie deals because it's not that expensive. So if you've looked at him and seeked him as the guy that's going to be a productive player, you should sign him. I like to if this is Trey Hendrickson, I understand the situation, but your first round pick that on the defensive line that you need because your other defensive lineman is out. So he's missing valuable reps right now in the NFL. This is a guy that at Texas A&M, he didn't get sacks. He got pressures. So you talking about a guy, I know you can't sack the quarterback in OTAs, but man, you need to be working on your craft. You should be out there to see what works because a lot of things that you did in college might not necessarily work in the NFL. So you should be trying to figure that out. And you're limiting yourself, and I understand why. I blame Cincinnati for this, to be honest with you, because now you're going to depend on this guy when the season starts, but he ain't got no reps. He don't know what he can and cannot do. So now he's trying to figure things out on the fly, and that's just terrible work.
It is bad. I don't understand it. Corey, who's a Bengals fan, said the Bengals front office is stupid. I hate being a Bengals fan more than I should. Damn it. Yeah, I don't blame you. You can
that's a great fit for who'd you say said that, Corey?
Yeah.
Corey, coming to the waters. We got some Browns fans and Cowboys fans. We'll welcome you in, man. We are talk about some people who hate their front offices of their favorite NFL team.
I had to catch myself yesterday. I about went on a rant on this whole Shador thing. It don't make sense to me.
All right. Well, you can do that next if you want to. Also, it's Ask Tyvis Anything today coming up at 7:30. So get in the YouTube chat. You can just go there, just search 971 The Fan, go into T-Bone and Tyvis, put your questions in. We'll do that at 7:30. Also at Bone and Tyvis 971 on Twitter. Next, though, Ross Bjork talked about NIL. We'll tell you what he had to say about the House settlement and everything else next. Steve Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, if you're heading out in the Marysville area, your commute is looking pretty good. 33 eastbound and westbound got you up to par with your drive times. Over on our southeast side of the city, Obetz, your commute's looking great as well, 270. No problems or issues to report as of right now. And your drive time southbound, 71 South Frank Road to 270, got you at 2 minutes there. Perfect. 270 South Broad Street to 70, got you at 6. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
He shoots, he scores! It's a great time of year to be a fan, but the fun stops when you or a loved one can't control your gambling. Maryhaven is here to help with in-person, virtual, and group options. Learn more at maryhaven.com.
Excuse me, did someone say jackpot?
The Ohio Lottery's Mega Millions jackpot is up to $264 million. You heard that right, $264 million. Jackpots start at $50 million and grow faster than ever. And drawings are every Tuesday and Friday. With the new built-in multiplier, all non-jackpot prizes are multiplied between 2 and 10 times. Play Mega Millions today. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, good boy.
She needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
This summer, elevate your backyard barbecue game with Napoleon Grills from Billiards Plus in Dublin. Experience the power of Napoleon's infrared sizzle zone, reaching up to 1,800 degrees in just 30 seconds for that perfect steakhouse sear. Stay connected with the Napoleon Home app. Monitor up to 3 temperature probes, all from your smartphone. Built to last with premium steel, the grilling season never ends with Napoleon Grills from Billiards Plus. Visit Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin and transform your patio into a gourmet grilling paradise.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Save big on eggs. Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are just $3.49 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Join the fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding. Over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at ChangeTheGameOhio.org. That's ChangeTheGameOhio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will start off the morning with mostly cloudy skies as we end this work week, and temperatures in the 60s giving way to chances of showers and thunderstorms on and off throughout the day. Otherwise, skies will be mostly to partly cloudy and highs in the mid-80s. We'll see those chances of showers and storms linger overnight with our lows in the upper 60s. And then for Saturday, still chances of rain in the forecast and our highs in the low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Ask Tyvis is coming up at 7:30. Get in the YouTube chat or tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971 on Twitter, where you can ask me anything. As long as it's not about my bank account and as long as it's not my social security number, I will answer those questions. But before we get there, I'm looking at Prime Sports Ohio right now, and there are some odds T-Bone, that I'm starting to look at.
What are you seeing for tonight?
Right now, the over-under for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is 34.5. If you take the over, it's plus 109. If you take the under, 134. I think he's going to have a big game tonight because they did a good job of shutting him down. He was kind of out of gas the last game, and I think he realizes that if they're going to win, he has to play big. So I'm expecting about a 40-point game from him tonight.
All right. I like it. Well, you can go to Prime Sports Ohio and go onto Prime Sportsbook. They are offering their up to $400 welcome deposit match offer. That means if it's your first wager, if you're putting in some money, they will match your first deposit up to $400. You go to primesportsbook.com or just download the Prime Sports Ohio app, and that'll get you started on your initial deposit. They will match you up to $400, and those bonus bets last for up to a year. So it's a really nice deal. Additional terms and conditions apply. It must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Play responsibly. Yeah, that game tonight should be interesting. I'm curious to see if the Thunder can even it up. Then we got a series. If the Pacers win,
it's over.
Feels like it would be. So this is a monumental game in the NBA Finals tonight. Thank goodness they don't play again until Monday after this one for some unknown reason. It makes no sense.
So wait, tonight NHL's playing too, or are they off?
No, they're off. They played last
Saturday
night. I think they play. Is it Saturday and then Tuesday? I want to say.
I was going to say, I know Game 5 is in Edmonton tomorrow night.
Yeah, which is a quick turnaround given how long that flight is. And then they don't play again until Tuesday, which, whatever. Make it make sense. That's fine.
Stretching out sports.
I guess so. You got to just, because everybody loves that. It's everybody's favorite thing is to not, find out what's going to happen.
When it's done, then what you go watch?
No, I know, but also, I could see the NBA just saying, but yes, we want people to not over 4 days go, or the NHL to say, yeah, that's right, it is happening, but I've got other things going on.
The NBA, they definitely are stretching. It's a day too long in between.
It is. I agree with you. Ross Bjork spoke yesterday. He had a big press conference talking about, I'm calling it NIL, but it's the financial settlement with the, NCAA and House. That whole thing is now starting to develop into revenue sharing. How are they going to distribute these funds? Here's what Ross Bjork had to say yesterday.
There's $20.5 million of revenue share dollars that can now be given to the athlete. And as part of that, anytime you add a new scholarship in any sport, whether it's 1, 5, or 91 like we did, that has to count against the $20.5 million, up to $2.5. Does everyone follow that? 20.5, 2.5 million of scholarships. We added 91. So therefore, there's $18 million to distribute to our sports. And so for us, we will allocate the 18 million starting in 4 sports: women's volleyball, women's basketball, men's basketball, and of course, our football program.
I like how he saved, by the way, football at the end. I don't know if that's the exact order the money's going to be distributed in, but yeah. I think we all kind of assumed the money would be distributed to football, men's basketball, women's basketball. Mm-hmm. That 4th sport, because they said they would do 4 sports. Now we know it's women's volleyball. I do feel like every year there's going to be a competition for that. I feel like all the different sports will kind of be every year presenting their why I need it this year, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I don't envy his task there to try to decide how to divvy all that money up, because in football it matters. But if you're the women's volleyball team and you get $4 million,
hey,
that matters a
that
lot,
final
right?
Spot. Hey. We go Dark Knight style with the Joker. We're having tryouts, boys. Snap the pull, sticks in half.
Yes, right.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like that
the best team win.
That 4th spot is going to be between probably three programs: volleyball, women's hockey, men's lacrosse. I think those are the 3.
Men's hockey drives a lot of revenue, though.
Well, men's
comparatively.
4. So.
Well, then you got the softball team, right? They do good work down there.
See, I feel like my idea.
I think Bodie's a little more on the path
fight
here.
to the death.
I feel like for Title IX's sake, it has to be 2 and 2. I think that's why
you're probably on the
that's
right track.
That's probably true. Yeah, you're probably right on that. I will say, I wonder if at some point they will ever put something on YouTube like a version of Shark Tank, where it's Ross Bjork is there, and then some of the other and then maybe just like a random celebrity from Ohio is also in there, or like someone like you, Tyvis, who former player, and you all sit there, and then all the coaches come for those other sports that are trying to vie for it, and they pitch and say, yeah, well, here's why we need it. We've got this talented player that will come here if we can give them $1 million. So are you in? I want Mr. Wonderful to give me $1 million so that we can have 10% ownership of this. And I don't know. Also, Ross Bjork talked about the noon game situation. Very insightful comments here. Here's what he said.
So what we need is more flexibility. Can that happen anytime soon? I don't know. But I think every program should deserve the right to have way more flexibility. We have carried the day for Big Noon. There's no question about it. If you look at the viewership, so we understand why Fox went with Big Noon. We understand why we're picked all the time, but we're hoping just more flexibility. That's what we're looking for. And so, I think Commissioner Petiti is going to work with our TV partners. We're going to continue to have those conversations, but can anything change anytime soon? Probably not.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I know that some people believe that Ohio State should be able to just walk into Fox's boardroom and say, hi, we don't want to do this anymore. And it does appear that, like, when they said we would like to play at a time other than noon on Saturday on that day, can you give us an evening afternoon game? Can we move it to Sunday? Fox said, yeah, just as long as Texas is on board. Texas then, of course, threw a fit and said no. So you have to respect that.
I would like to know why they said no.
I know why they said no, because they don't have to do it. They want, if you're going to Penn State, or you're going into any environment like that, when Ohio State goes to Penn State.
Are you asking me as a player?
No, I'm asking if you're in charge of everything and you're trying to give Ohio State the best chance to win, not what you think as a player. If you're trying to give Ohio State the best chance to win, going in at night for an 8 p.m. kick is less optimal than going in at noon where it's, the atmosphere is different.
Every player wants to play at night under the lights.
Sure. But I'm telling you that I think the AD for any school would be crazy to say, oh, yeah, give you a little bit more of a home field advantage. Sure.
When they played them here, what was that, 2005, 2004? Wasn't that a night game? Didn't that turn into a night game? Maybe it was like a 3:30 or maybe. I think it was a night game, wasn't it? Wasn't they under the lights?
Yeah, it may be. I'm just saying I can understand why the Texas AD.
Won.
Now the Texas AD also threw out there like, hey, I can't do it on Sunday. I got to go to church. And it's like, I don't know. Did your church start at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon? Because that's when this game's going to be played. They're not playing it at noon. But whatever. I understand why the Texas AD didn't want to do it. The reality is Fox paid a lot of money to the Big Ten. The Big Ten, obviously, Ohio State has a huge voice in the Big Ten. But it doesn't matter how big your voice is. If Fox is saying we're committed to Big Noon, Ohio State did say we don't want to do this. And guess what's happening? This game's happening at noon. I think it just shows you how powerful the TV networks are with even the biggest brands in college sports. The idea, because what's Ohio State, not to sound like the Castellini family with the Reds, what is Ohio State going to do? Not play the game? Oh, we forfeit. We're going to boycott it. We're not going to go. Like, that is never going to happen. You are never going to see anybody do that. So short of that move, then Fox is going to say, yeah, we'll work with you. But if the other school doesn't want to do it, we're keeping it at noon. We want this game at noon as much as we can.
Sound like I'm not afraid of none of that.
I know.
I would have been like Penn State at night at Happy Valley. Sign me up.
I know you would.
Sign me up every time. I love going up in there and getting cursed out by their fans and having them flick me off and all of those things.
I know.
Just say the most crazy things because you know why, T-Bone?
Why?
I use it as fuel on the field. See, now I'm gonna take it out on your boys.
There you go. That's right.
And after we win this game, I'm gonna turn around in the crowd and say, y'all make sure y'all get home safely. Thank you for coming out.
All right, you can tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971. Ask Tyvis anything coming up in 2 minutes. You can also hop in the YouTube chat, 971 The Fan on YouTube. Go on to T-Bone and Tyvis and put it in the chat for the next segment. You got 2 minutes to do it, so do it now. Ask Tyvis next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, no major accidents or delays to report as of right now for your Friday commute. So we do want to let you know about some lane restrictions are going to be starting tonight. I-70 westbound between Grant Avenue and Front Street over by the downtown area will be reduced to 2 lanes starting again tonight, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So if you're heading out for the downtown scene later tonight, just make sure you're aware of those lane restrictions. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Get summer blockbuster savings at Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Right now, take up to $6,000 off MSRP on any new Kia in stock. Plus, get free maintenance for a full year when you buy. Get any new Kia with up to $6,000 off MSRP. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Largest Kia dealer based on current ground stock at all 4 Coughlin Kia locations. 2025 Kia Sorento XY. MSRP $47,990. $3,000 Coughlin discount. $3,000 factory rebate. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. N7725.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
2 men with 5 combined offspring. None of them have penises. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Hop in the YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, and we are right there on T-Bone and Tyvis. Just click on it, get in the chat. We've got Ask Tyvis coming up in a second. Don't forget as well that T-Bone and Tyvis is brought to you by our friends at Awaken 180. Tyvis said he's going to a wedding this weekend.
Yes.
Which I admire the fact that you can go to a wedding as someone who does not drink and have a good time. Because for me, that is a difficult thing to do.
Wow.
If I'm at a wedding, dancing, all that stuff is not really my scene. I do like to talk to people, but I like to have a nice little beverage while I'm talking.
So what if after a couple of beverages, are you more inclined to get on the dance floor?
Oh, I'm less inhibited. I know I can't dance. My wife loves to dance, though, so I usually get roped into doing at least 1 or 2 dances of some kind. But I mean, like,
Are they playing that heavy metal?
No. What kind of weddings are you going to? I wish they were. Oh, yeah, I'd get out there and headbang. That'd be great. I don't have that. What kind of music do you think Dustin Fox is going to have at his wedding? What does he usually... What do you think is going to happen there?
That's a great question.
He's going to be pop music, country music, maybe some R&B?
I think Dustin might be a mix of all 3 of those.
Well, if he's got a good DJ, then that's what you should be, right? Is you want to have enough for everybody who's coming. You want to have something that... popular stuff that everyone can enjoy.
I've never thought about that till just this very much. It doesn't matter. I ain't getting out there. I'm not getting out.
Oh, you don't dance?
I mean, listen, I can dance. Sometimes if I'm in the spirit, I will dance.
Oh, okay.
But I just don't feel like I will dance tomorrow. I just don't think I will.
Yeah, good for you. I say we need to get less dancing at weddings.
You know what?
I don't need to be shamed into it just because I don't shame other people into like headbanging. That's how I experience music. I don't make you do it. Don't make me dance if you like to dance.
If I was at a heavy metal concert, I want the full experience.
Oh, there's a concert coming up. I forgot to tell you about this. Couple bands. One band is called Orthodox. The other band is called Mugshot.
There will be moshing.
Let me tell you right now, there will not be moshing. That's for children.
Oh.
There will be full-on assaults happening at this show. It's July 10th, I want to say.
I've been losing weight, so like I need to hurry up and go because like
I'm telling you, I've shown you the videos where guys are like swinging and hitting people in the face. That's what this show will be.
Okay, so I got to be ready.
It's full contact. Business is picking up, as they like to say.
Should I wear a white T-shirt?
As they like to say in wrestling.
Is this one of them bands that I need to wear a white T-shirt?
I mean, if you want to see your own blood, possibly. It could be some bloody noses and some loosened teeth. That's what I'm saying at this show.
So I need to come mouthpiece.
It's a Sunday night though, which
I ain't going.
This screws the whole thing up now.
We're not going.
I know. Well, you may not go. I may bring an inflatable mattress in here and just sleep it off and then come on in.
There's no way that you will do that.
Oh, try me. You just may find out. I may pull the all-nighter. We'll see what happens that Monday.
That will be a great Monday morning show.
I can't wait. I got tickets for another show in September, band Turnstile, that I love.
Is it a Sunday night?
No, it's a Tuesday night. But
that's even worse.
I know. It's at Kemba. It's a big deal. I got tickets. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to go. Another band, a band from Australia is coming called Speed.
Tell me that it's like at least over at like 10.
Hopefully 10 or 11. Yeah, it's our early doors, so we should be good. Jen Winters is going to go. She said she's going to be there.
Jen doesn't have to get here.
No, well, I'm gonna ask her to come in on that day and be a special correspondent.
She's gonna look at you like you got 6 heads.
That's probably right. All right, it's Ask Tyvis Anything. Tyvis.
Get to know your resident national champion. It's time for Ask Tyvis Anything.
All right, looking in the chat here, a couple people asking if Doug asked this. He said, Tyvis, my question is, did you share Sid Vicious's video with Tebow yesterday? And do you remember Anderson Silva's freak accident?
Yeah.
Ooh, I think I remember that one. Do you remember that one?
Anderson Silva?
Was that where he was kicking someone and
his leg just like snapped in? Why is Doug bringing this up? It makes me grab my leg. Oh, man. He was never the same. He never came back after that. Like, I think Anderson Silva, I want to say, fought one more time, and he just was never the same. But at that time, Anderson Silva was like the baddest man in UFC.
Well, that just highlights how powerful those leg kicks are. Because obviously, you see some of these guys get kicked in the leg, and you think, all right, I mean, I'm sure it hurts.
It was like,
I've seen those videos of guys there's a power lifter whose name is escaping me, but he's British. I can't remember his name, but he has gone and he's a big world's strongest man type of guy, huge tree trunk legs, right? Mm-hmm. And he's gone to some of these UFC fighters and said, all right, kick me at 40%, and they kick him and he's like, oh God, and then they kick him at 100% and he falls over. And this is one of the toughest guys in the world, getting kicked once by a not as big as him UFC guy. So that Anderson Silva leg kick, that shows you how powerful those kicks are, where it broke his own leg.
I want to say Conor McGregor had something like that happen. It was like an ankle thing though. I think he snapped his ankle or something.
I think he did. He had something, but I think at least the one you're thinking of, maybe, I think he won and had an injury like that or something.
No, I think they called it.
Then I'm thinking of something else.
This was towards the end of his, he was on the rise and then he lost.
Yeah.
I think they ended up fighting the next fight after he lost.
Then he ended up in the horrible remake of Roadhouse, which was, he wasn't great. Jake Gyllenhaal was okay in that.
Well, Jake Gyllenhaal is an actor.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Waffle Stomp says, Tyvis, what's the best locker room or practice prank you've seen? Is there one that you can think of off the top of your head? Like a prank that someone did in the locker room? Did anybody do one to you?
Well, I don't know if they would understand this. So when I was in Seattle, Russell Wilson was dating Sierra. He's married to Sierra. But before Sierra was with Russell, she had Future, this rapper.
Yep.
So the people, first of all, they didn't want to play Future in out at practice
for
the respect of Russell.
Uh-huh.
But one of the players said that, so Future has this song called I Just Did Your Woman in Some Gucci Flip-Flops.
Okay.
So one of the Seattle players took some Gucci flip-flops and put it in Russell's
Yes, that's good.
I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. That they are very disrespectful in the league.
Why wouldn't you be? Everybody's making money. Everybody's great at what they do. Let's have some fun.
He laughed it off, though.
Good
Russell laughed it off.
Well, that's good. Because, what other move do you have there? You have to laugh it off. If you get mad about it, you just look like a jerk. You got to laugh at that.
But that's so disrespectful.
But it's also, that's what a prank is. It's disrespectful.
They should have did him like that.
Corey says, who's the most talented player you either played with or against in college? Like someone you watched and just knew this is one of them dudes.
Solid question. Saquon Barkley.
Oh, yeah.
He was a true freshman. When he hurdled me, it was at that very moment. As I watched his legs kick up right over my head, I said, yeah, that kid is special right there.
You can go get it on a video game now.
Oh,
you can go get the cover of that new Madden game and see it for yourself.
I take great pride to say that I don't think he would have done me like that, backwards hurdled me.
Yeah. No, that one's a little different. That was a next level thing.
It makes mine look like nothing.
Julian says, my question for Tyvis, would he play in the Columbus Handball League if I pay his entry fee? Sign up link here. There's no link, but yes. And then Rusty said you're not playing handball because you have a weak wrist. So thanks, Rusty.
I've been working with QC Kinetics, and we're trying to get that back. So the knees and the wrist and the shoulder is all coming back.
No.
Oof. So when that happens, I wouldn't mind playing some handball, but I am looking forward to playing basketball because I'm going to fly like Michael.
There you go. I can't wait to watch. I'll be there. Tyvis, which college coach or professional assistant or head coach, doesn't matter, which one had the worst breath? There's always that one coach whose breath was kicking. Good one, Ace. I think that's a great question, actually. It puts him on the spot. It's low stakes.
And I'm going to say...
But you're exactly right. There's always someone.
I'm going to say, I plead the fifth.
No, you can't. It's Ask Tyvis anything. There is no constitutional right here.
There has been... Okay, so...
Give us a hint. Was it... If you don't want to say the name, can we go, was it pro or college? That you would say...
Collegiate.
Collegiate. Yes. All right. So obviously at Ohio State.
Because, I mean, in pro, they don't really get in your face like that. In college, they do. So, like,
that's fair.
You catch a whiff of it, and it's like, whoa. And, yeah. Let's just say this guy used to get in my face a lot.
Okay. So defensive coach?
Yeah.
Was his last name like a tree?
A tree?
Yeah. Like an ash tree, maybe?
No.
Oh, it wasn't Chris Ash?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did he ever get in your face?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and him had
clean breath, though.
Me and him had a weird relationship.
How so?
Because, like, we went at each other. He usually when a coach, like, yells at a player, the player kind of sits there and take it. With him, I didn't back down.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I
would have paid to see this. Now, I wish I could see some of these videos. It's great. All right, I'm going to try to get it from you during the break. I'm going to find out who it is because
You know who it is.
I don't know who it is.
It could only be like 3 coaches.
That's true. Yeah, probably. All right.
I just told you it wasn't Chris Ash, so now you're down to 2.
By the way, Donut Fitness says, I'll be at Dustin's wedding as well. High school best friend. See you there, big guy.
Hope to see you on the dance floor.
Well, Donut Fitness, please come introduce yourself to Tyvis, pal, as Donut Fitness. I think that's good. Thank you. All right, good stuff there. Other than you not answering the questions, I thought that was a great segment. I'm glad we did it. You should actually answer the question next time.
I did answer the question.
Carrie Combs, isn't it? It is! Carrie Combs! Yes! We got it. And you know what?
Caught him on a bad day.
No surprises. No surprises.
Caught him on a bad day.
That seems like a guy who occasionally forgets to brush his teeth. I totally get it. College football coach has some pointed words for Arch Manning. I'll tell you who next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Friday. Thankfully, no major accidents or delays to report as of right now for your Friday commutes, but we are noticing a disabled vehicle just north of Groveport this morning, 270 eastbound to Alum Creek Drive. The ramp is blocked out there. Taking a look at our live traffic cam there this morning, 270 at Alum Creek Drive. Again, that's where we're noticing it. The ramp is open right now, just some lane restrictions. We do see first responders and crew members thankfully on scene, and it looks like a semi-truck is involved. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone letting you know that Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin has everything you need for your backyard this summer. They've got a huge selection of poly outdoor furniture built to last, never needs refinished, perfect for the lazy among us. Want to get the kids outside? Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings has quality-built play sets that you can configure any way you like. Plus, Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings is your trusted source for Weaver Barns in Central Ohio. Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin or online at AmishCountryFurnishings.com. And, of course, tell them T-Bone sent you.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks, trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And betting reduced juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Save a whole lot more all summer long with hot deals on Meyer brand must-haves.
Like Meyer bottled water?
24 packs for $2.99.
How about Meyer freezer pops?
Yeah, for just $1.99.
Meyer Quencher sparkling water?
69 cents each plus deposit where applicable.
What about ingredients for s'mores?
Of course. Meyer marshmallows for $1, Meyer graham crackers for $2, and Meyer 6-pack chocolate bars for $4 all summer long.
Now that's a good deal better.
Only at Meyer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meyer app.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here, and I remember the first time I understood that old saying about giving a man a fish. It made so much sense, and I see examples of it all the time. Take the new weight loss meds, for instance. Think about this. You take a shot, you eat less, and you lose weight. But the second you stop, the weight comes back. You never actually changed anything besides eating less of the same bad things. I wasn't interested in renting my results. I wanted to own them. That's why I chose Awaken 180. I needed a lifestyle change, I knew it, and I was excited about it. A medication-free path to long-term weight loss. That's exactly what I got. It's been a year and a half since I dropped my 50 pounds, and I've kept it all off. Awaken 180 taught me how to adjust my approach to food. A real-time education on how to keep it off while losing the weight. I say, learn how to fish. It's easy, it's fast, and for the long-term bonus, no medications. Do what I did and choose the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com, 844-346-1800.
Learn the game, meet future stars, and have a blast at the Browns Youth Football Camps. In partnership with University Hospitals, the camps kick off Monday, June 16th. Go to browns.com/youthfootballcamps25 to sign up today.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey, Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from refilings.com.
We expect our information in real time. U.S. Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. U.S. Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as, that's 888-665-0696.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Still ask Tyvis anything. I'll make him answer. Just tweet at us at Bone and Tyvis 971. If you didn't get yours in earlier, that's fine. Or if you missed it, well, good news. We podcast this show every single day. It's available for you on every podcast platform. It's free of charge. Just find it. Search T-Bone and Tyvis wherever you get your podcasts. It'll come right to you, free of charge. There you go. I saw that Brian Kelly had some words about Arch Manning.
Oh, that's Bodie's boy.
Oh yeah, he loves Brian Kelly, head coach at LSU, head ball coach there.
If I know anything about Coach Kelly, he'll get those quarterbacks underperforming to levels that you would not believe. So let's hear about him. What's he got to say on the quarterback?
He's got Garrett Nussmeier, right? So that's the guy now at LSU. And I'm looking at some of the odds. He's one of the guys with decent Heisman odds this year. So clearly, LSU is going to be pushing. If he does anything this year, they're going to be trying to get him the Heisman. However, the hype is there for Texas quarterback Arch Manning.
Yes.
Rightfully so. I mean, he's one of the highest recruits ever in high school to come out. Obviously has the name.
We'll see.
Has got some stuff done on the field as well, but, a lot left to prove. This is what Brian Kelly said during appearance on ESPN's College Game Day podcast. He said, quote, "Look, we hear it every day because Arch Manning is from Louisiana. Listen, there's another guy that hears it all the time, and that's Garrett Nussmeier. He said he's committed more than anything else he's experienced. And in this league, you need to see the bullets flying. He's talking about how Arch Manning, Garrett Nussmeier hears all the hype, but we also hear a lot about Arch Manning because he's from Louisiana. So we know the hype is there, but you can be good, but you got to go out and actually get the job done. He went on to say, Arch Manning's extremely talented, but he's got to go do it. There's going to be a couple of days where it doesn't come out the way it's supposed to. How do you bounce back? How do you come back from that? How does that work in next week in your game plan? So there's a lot out there. So he says he's an outstanding player, but you can tell he's kind of saying, yeah, but he's not proven. I don't think he's proven.
What did he play? 2 games? Something like that?
I feel like you're right.
So, yeah, that's why I say this first game of the season against the Buckeyes is going to be interesting because a lot of people think, oh, they got the leg up because they got Arch Manning. The 2 games don't really get you prepared for an entire season as a starter, So it's whatever quarterback settles in will do the best. But Texas play LSU this year. Where is that game at?
Oh, I don't know. I have to look it up.
If that game is in LSU, that is going to be a very good game. I will say that.
Yeah, I don't know if they're on the schedule. I don't know what their schedule looks like. I would presume they're on the schedule together.
Looks like they are not playing.
They're not playing each other.
Well, you know what? There's always
like
the
25 conference teams in every conference nowadays. So there's about a 50-50 shot at best whether or not you play some of these teams.
The SEC only plays 8 conference games anyway. When you've got 18 teams, you're not even playing half of them. So,
but Garrett Nussmeier is supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks coming in this upcoming draft. So he's a coach's kid, so he has that going for him. And, he's obviously everybody's big on Arch. But if he's if he turns out to be better than Arch, obviously that will increase his chances of being the number 1 pick in the draft because people just love quarterbacks that come out of the SEC.
Just looking at the Heisman odds, Arch Manning plus 700, Garrett Nussmeier plus 800, Cade Klubnik from was that Clemson, right?
Yep.
That's their guy, plus 900. The Prophet, Jeremiah Smith, 13-1 odds, plus 1,300. Drew Aller, inexplicably 14-1. Sorry. I've seen that trend on social media that's like propaganda I will never believe. And one of the propaganda I will never believe is Drew Aller is like a top 5 guy. Like I don't see it. I don't understand it. I think that he is a guy who perhaps is limited a little bit by the offense that they run in Penn State, but you cannot tell me that if Penn State had a guy with a 4,000-yard arm, that they wouldn't be unleashing it and that they would be hiding it just because they want to run the football a little bit more. There's no way.
Let me ask you this. Who's the best quarterback in the Big Ten?
That's an open question to me right now because it may be a guy that's playing at Ohio State who hasn't played much, and Julian Sand.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm saying Drew Aller might have the best potential of all these guys because of, he's had some time in the system now. He clearly has ability, but I just don't understand all the hype around him being the number 1 pick next year in the draft or in this Heisman conversation yet. What has he shown you in the time he has played? The only reason I feel like he's in that is because of the size of his actual physical frame and the fact he plays for Penn State and has played games. Has he been great? No, but they made the playoffs. He has experience. That's why he's getting all this love.
I think it's an interesting year for him because last year Tyler Warren did a lot for that team, and he was very unguardable because of his size. Now that he's gone and he's not in the mix anymore, there's no safety blanket, I should say. The run game is their next strong thing. I know they went and got the kid from Syracuse out the portal, but people can stop that because he's a regular size wide receiver.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see what his stats is. If he can make it work this year with this decent receiving core he's got, I'll give him his respect.
Yeah. I overall look at this and say, here are the numbers for Drew Aller for the last, the 4 games that he played that were the most impactful, right? I mean, if you want to take the last 4 games of the year, where 3 of those are in the playoffs, one of them is the what do you call it? Big Ten championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame game, he threw for 135 yards on 23 attempts. Threw for 171 yards on 25 attempts against Boise State. Obviously, a game they won. SMU, game they won, he threw for 127 yards. Oregon, in a loss where he was trying to come back, where you'd be throwing the ball left and right, and he threw it nearly 40 times. He threw for 226 yards. You can't tell me this is, and I've watched those games too. It's not like I'm just reading stats. I don't think he's got it. I will happily, well, I don't know if I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. Who knows? He may be the Browns starting quarterback next year. I have no idea if he's this good, supposedly, but I don't find myself in a position where everyone else is just like, oh, yeah, Drew Aller's the best quarterback in the Big Ten. No, I don't believe that.
I've been saying that for about 2 years. I think Bodie no. So I used to say it on the Buckeye show. I just don't see it.
We had a lot of fun with Drew Aller.
I just don't. I've been saying I don't see it for like 2 years. And last year he did some things. Okay, but like I don't know. Like to me, he doesn't seem like a first round pick to me. No, that's my personal opinion. I would not take him in the first round. But
I mean, like, let's see what he does this year. I'm willing to say, but the hype now on him being like top 5 Heisman conversation,
even like
top 5 draft pick, like I just don't see it.
They only going to play what 3 big games this year? Oregon, Ohio State, and Iowa.
Oh yeah, he might put up some numbers, and he did have like 3,000 yards last year because they played 1 million games.
He want me to believe that he a good player. Do it against Ohio State.
Well, that's exactly right.
Do it against Ohio State. You throw for 300 yards against Ohio State, I will.
Everybody else will believe you too. By the way,
get your suit ready for the first round.
Absolutely right. All right, if you missed it, Antonio Brown is in just a little bit of trouble this morning. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, thankfully, the roads are still looking pretty smooth for your Friday commute here. So we do want to let you know about a ramp closure that's going to be happening just north of Berliner Park and south of the downtown area. 70 westbound, that ramp to State Route 315 northbound. It will be closed tonight starting from 7 p.m. and ending till about 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So a great detour you'll want to take note of. Just take Rich or the Town Street exit to State Route 315 northbound. That's just a better alternative. Again, that ramp will be closed over on the westbound side. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Celebrate Father's Day and update your lawn with a little help from Ohio Mulch. Whether it's fresh mulch, rich soil, or expert lawn care products, a beautiful landscape, well, it begins with Ohio Mulch. Right now, get 5 bags of mulch or soil for just $10.95. Make your weekend project easier in the yard. Well, it'll be the envy of the block. Visit OhioMulch.com or stop by your local store. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there from your friends at Ohio Mulch.
Ohio Mulch. Landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
This just in from the Lindsay Honda Newsroom. It's our big anniversary sale. 0% for up to 60 months has been extended on all new Hondas. Try the new 2025 CR-V LX all-wheel drive with 0% financing.
Lower your rate, lower your payment.
Save thousands on hundreds of new Hondas when you buy now.
With so many Hondas, why would you go anywhere else?
Shop the big, the beautiful Lindsay Honda now. Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
With over 33 years in business, Newman Roofing believes white glove services shouldn't be a thing of the past. From the first call, you'll be greeted with friendly professionals to answer all your questions. Special financing options available now, so call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and so are the summer savings at RCD RV. Don't miss RCD RV's summer kickoff sale running June 7th through the 21st. New RVs starting as low as $12,995. Now's the time to make a splash this summer. Hurry in. Those deals will not last long. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at rcdrv.com. Visit our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at rcdrv.com.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, pork back ribs or Tyson boneless chicken breasts are on sale for $2.99 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Smalls here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows. Binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on the warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take your shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5heshot.com for full details and rules and enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. Happy Friday, everybody. Before Thursday night last night, home teams with at least a 3-goal lead in the Stanley Cup Final were 158-0. Now they're 158-1. As last night down in Sunrise, the Oilers erased a 3-0 first period deficit, and Leon Draisaitl's NHL record 4th overtime goal of the postseason sends them to the 5-4 win over the Panthers in OT. The series is now even at 2 games apiece. They'll play Game 5 in Edmonton tomorrow night. In baseball, after an off day on Thursday for both teams, the Reds and Guardians will be back at it tonight. Cincinnati, they're in Detroit for the first of a 3-game set against the Tigers. Meanwhile, Cleveland is out on the road as well as they begin a 9-game West Coast swing out in Seattle. And the NBA Finals continue tonight with Game 4 in Indianapolis, where the Pacers lead the Thunder 2-1. Tip-off is at 8:30. This update is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or online at rcdrv.com.
One of these men was prom king. It was T-Bone. I swear to God, you think I'm lying, don't you? But I'm serious. He didn't always look like this, okay? Here's the prom king and Tyvis.
In my ever-going efforts to expose Tyvis to more soccer, I have a number for you, Tyvis, that may blow your mind. It's a record number in Britain this morning. Bayer Leverkusen, they had a player. They're a German club. You've ever heard of the Bayer aspirin people?
Yes.
That's the company that owns this. That's what this team is.
Yep.
Bayer Leverkusen. Florian Wirtz played for them this year. He was very good and highly sought after by lots of teams over in Europe and across the world to play soccer for them. Well, Liverpool have won his services. They are getting him to the English Premier League in a record transfer fee for a British soccer team, $157 million transfer fee. So what that means, for those not aware, they're giving the team, Liverpool is giving Bayer Leverkusen $150+ million for the rights to negotiate with Florian Wirtz. Now, obviously, he wants to go play for Liverpool, so they're not doing that, and then he'll go, oh, never mind, I don't like it here. Like, they're going to sign him to a contract, but They are putting $157 million into the deal before they ever pay the player a cent.
See, that's...
The money is insane in soccer, and I don't think people always understand that.
Million just for the rights to him?
Yeah. Just for the negotiating rights.
I would tell you, come get him.
No.
Give me come get him.
So there are players, like, if they're, the way this works is if you're under contract with another team, that's why you have to pay the transfer fee. Like, when there's no trading, because
for $150 million, come get them.
Well, you don't exactly right. That's why teams do that. Now, they had previously negotiated. There were two other offers from Liverpool where they said, well, how about $130 million? And they said, no, he's worth more. We won't do it. We can keep him. He can play for us next year.
Hey.
And so they kept playing hardball, and eventually they knew Liverpool wanted him. I'm trying to see what Shohei Ohtani, because I think like Japanese, Korean ball players, sometimes you have that with Hispanic ball players where, like, when they are in another league and they come over, they're under contract, like in Japan, you have to negotiate with that club to release them, but they want compensation because you're not going to send like two players over to Japan. You can't trade that way, right? Mm-hmm. So Major League Baseball has a little bit of this, but that's what in soccer, that's the only way they do it. You don't send like a couple prospects and a decent player for like the star. You just pay money. So that all they do is trade cash for players.
That's a big compliment. If somebody says, I'm willing to pay $150 for your rights and then give you $300 million. This is a $450 million transaction just for you.
Yeah.
You better be Pele when you get over there. If that's the case, they're paying that type of money. Woo wee.
Yeah. I'm looking here to see what Shohei Ohtani was able to get. I believe this is from 2017. I'm seeing this article on MLB.com. So hopefully I have it wrong. It says hopefully I have it right, I mean. The Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. That was the team that Ohtani played for in Japan. They were posting him to Major League Baseball. Now, this is, of course, he was a very good player there, but had the potential. They didn't know what he would do in Major League Baseball, right? But his transfer fee, they posted him for $20 million is apparently what.
That's it.
Yes. They also said
that's
that
a steal on the Dodgers.
It was $20 million initial fee, and then the whatever team it was that had him, the Nippon Ham Fighters, they were also going to get some of the amount of his first MLB contract. So 20% of the first $25 million, 17% of the next 20.5 or $25 million, and 15% on all amounts above $50 million. So I don't know if that counts for like his second contract when he got $700 million.
He
but
probably like, y'all cut out the
that's
deal.
a pretty big transfer fee if that's how it is. But
I done cut y'all out the deal. I gave y'all my first one. Y'all ain't getting this one.
Anyway.
It don't matter because he deferred his payments anyway, so they ain't getting it no time soon.
True enough. But yeah, it's Florian Wirtz getting $157 million transfer fee, and then he's probably going to make somewhere between $30 and $40 million a year.
Must be nice.
Yeah. So
maybe if I have a son.
Well, you know what? If your daughters like soccer, they end up being good at it.
To start really kicking the ball around the house.
They pay good money in the Premier League. The women's Premier League in England pays some pretty decent money over there. It's a big deal. I mean, they draw a lot of fans to those games.
About to tell them we're gonna work on your foot speed.
There you go. Antonio Brown in a little bit of trouble, as I said. He now has an arrest warrant out for him. Miami-Dade County Police. This dates back to an incident a couple weeks ago. There was it at a fight? Was it a boxing match?
I think it was outside of a boxing match.
Yeah.
I can't remember who at the boxing match was. This was like a couple months ago.
Yeah, maybe it was back in March. I don't know if it was March or May, I forget. But either way, there was an altercation. There were a bunch of people that seemed to be kind of engaged in some kind of incident.
Yeah, I think they said he was getting
people
jumped.
Fighting. Yeah, that's how he's kind of phrased it. The video's unclear, but it does show someone who appears to be him running after a crowd of people who were fleeing after the initial attack.
Mm-hmm.
And it does show that person grabbing a waistband, and then seconds later you hear gunshots, everybody running. And you hear some people on the video saying, that's AB. Now, no way to know if that's accurate. They're going to sort this out in court, of course. But, that is the accusation that he is facing. And obviously it's not just an accusation. They have a warrant out for his arrest. So, yeah, they'll fight all this out in court, but that is not a good sign for him, and it has been quite the fall for Antonio Brown.
He better be lawyered up. He better be paying his lawyer some good money.
I would think he does. But then again, you know what? He has had accusations of like contractors and stuff who've come to work for him who then said, yeah, he didn't pay me. Didn't he have financial difficulties?
I'm not sure.
I feel like there was something with an Arena League team that he was a part of. He was trying to be like a part owner.
To the Arena League?
No. Trying to like own an Arena League team. Like a lower level team. And then I think they had to stop that because he wasn't paying anybody. Maybe he just lost interest in it.
He might need to sit down for a little bit.
I think he definitely
hit the reset button.
It's you know what, it would be a good time for him to do that, especially with all these accusations flying around there. It'd probably be a good idea. Morning Breath is coming up next. We have this segment. I love this segment a lot. It's all about guys who probably need to shut up, and we have a story in this one that it's an all-time you need to shut up and stop talking moment. For this dude coming up. So we'll do that when we get back. It is T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Friday morning. We are still noticing some slowdowns over in Groveport this morning because of a disabled vehicle. 270 eastbound to Alum Creek Drive. The ramp is blocked right now. And taking a look at our traffic cams, again, the ramp is open, just a little bit restricted right now, but we are noticing some big slowdowns and delays in that area if you are taking that ramp. Again, nothing too crazy, but just pack that patience as you step out the door this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Excuse me, did someone say jackpot? The Ohio Lottery's Mega Millions jackpot is up to $264 million. You heard that right, $264 million. Jackpots start at $50 million and grow faster than ever. And drawings are every Tuesday and Friday. With the new built-in multiplier, all non-jackpot prizes are multiplied between 2 and 10 times. Play Mega Millions today.
Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Stay hydrated. It's hot out there. So my teenage son just went out in sweatpants and a hoodie. It's 98 degrees. At least I know he'll be cool in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge. Get too hot?
My phone.
Oh, your phone. Should have known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
This summer, elevate your backyard barbecue game with Napoleon Grills from Billiards Plus in Dublin. Experience the power of Napoleon's infrared sizzle zone, reaching up to 1,800 degrees in just 30 seconds for that perfect steakhouse sear. Stay connected with the Napoleon Home app. Monitor up to 3 temperature probes, all from your smartphone. Built to last with premium steel, the grilling season never ends with Napoleon Grills from Billiards Plus. Visit Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin and transform your patio into a gourmet grilling paradise.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
The Ohio State University ROTC has scholarships available. Learn more at arotc.osu.edu.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. Sundays at 11, it's The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're welcome.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding. Over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Happy Friday, everyone. We have made it through the week, but the chances of showers and storms return to our forecast, as well as humidity. We will start off with isolated showers in the morning, giving way to those chances increasing, but again, it'll be more here and there throughout the day with highs in the mid-80s. For tonight, lows down into the 60s with chances of showers and storms overnight, and then that will also linger into our Saturday. Otherwise, expect skies to be cloudy and highs near 80. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The next time Tyvis hits a home run in softball will be the first time Tyvis hits a home run in softball. You are listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
T-Bone and Tyvis here. We're going to talk about morning breath. But before we do, I have to talk about my guys over at Tri-State Men's Health, because let me say it, erectile dysfunction is something that has really been, it's something that you don't want. You know, you want to have happy time, and it can be a destroyer of relationships. So right now, my guys at Tri-State is doing an appointment where you can have an appointment for free. There's not discounted, completely 100% free. You meet with real men's health expert and leave with real answers. But act soon, because this is a limited time offer. You'll get blood work, a fully medical consult by a licensed medical provider, and if medically advised, a test dose. And that is all included in your free appointment. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Call Tri-State Men's Health today. Book your free appointment and start feeling like yourself again. Tri-State Men's Health has treated thousands of men, and now they are back to enjoying their relationships and feeling confident again. Yes, summertime, you want to feel good. You could be next, but you got to take that first step. It's a free appointment with real results. You have nothing to lose but the problem. They have 2 locations here in Columbus, one quick exit off of 270 in Hilliard, and then there's one in Westerville, the one that I go to, which in, by the way, it's 8-shot Friday for me. Just want to put that out there.
There you go.
Tri-State Men's Health works when the pills and the herbals fails. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some of these treatments can have you last an hour or more. Talk about a comeback. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
What's that, Scotty Scheffler?
I'm above average in length.
Thank you. That's right. It's U.S. Open Day, day 2.
Why did he say that?
I don't. You're talking about his swing. Get how far
I'm
he's
above average.
Well, when he tees off, the ball goes farther. He's above average in length from his shot. Yeah,
he's out of control.
He's got a little work to do. I think, isn't he like +3 right now?
Yeah, he was
he's
like
back
tied for 49th the last time I seen it. Yeah. Obviously, I don't think he's teed off today, but let me see.
I saw that Patrick Reed had a nice shot there, the Albatross, right, where he had a double eagle, hold out from like 200 and some yards. One of the only double eagles they've ever had in U.S. Open history. And had a great shot there, and then went on to have kind of a bad round where he ended up on 18. I think he had a triple bogey.
Oh, that's nice.
So gave all of it back and then some just on the one hole. He had a good quote afterwards where he basically said, yeah, one hole doesn't really mean crap when you're playing, what is it, 72 holes you're playing over the weekend? So, yeah, he's like, it's just one hole. That was great, but I need to play better on the rest of them. It's a good call. All right, morning breath time. Let's do it.
Sometimes it's better if people just shut up. Shut up! It's time for Morning Breath.
So This may be an all-timer. Landon Kyle Swinford. He is under arrest for a litany of things. Apparently, one of the things that he is being investigated for, according to court records, is that he scouted Oklahoma's football stadium for a terrorist attack.
This is...
The Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium was a potential target of his back in 2023, court documents show. Now, he is in jail, or at least is on trial, because of alleged child pornography and also communicating a threat in interstate commerce. He was indicted on this July of last year. So in these court documents, they're going through right. So that's obviously horrible and bad, and this guy's got a lot of problems.
Yeah, you don't say.
Apparently, when he was at a football game with his grandparents, who are Sooners fans, or at least they had tickets to this game, in September of 2023, he texted an undercover officer. He obviously did not know that's what the undercover officer was. This guy was trying to get intel on presumably the other charges that are against him. But he texted this undercover officer and said, hey, by the way, the security at this stadium is bad. I think it's vulnerable to an attack. And you might say, all right, well, maybe he was just saying that because he's like, hey, I just noticed that this is kind of lax security. That's not great. Well, apparently later that month, he and the undercover officer then scouted the stadium. He also had plans to go overseas and join ISIS. Great. And then he was going to go there, but if he couldn't join up with ISIS, his backup plan was to attack a target in the U.S. And he said, yeah, that he would carry out an attack on Norman, Oklahoma's football stadium if he could do so. Told that to the FBI. So, yeah, that's all.
He said all this to the undercover that he didn't realize was undercover.
Yeah, that's one. Don't do any of that.
First of all, you got bigger fish to fry. This is all after
he's been arrested for child pornography.
Yeah, he got bigger fish to fry right now.
And in that investigation, they're like, hey, boss, I didn't get much on the child porn charges. He did say he wants to blow up a building, though. So, I mean, should we arrest him? And apparently, one or many of those things is what caused him to get arrested. So, yeah, I'm going to guess we're not going to hear much from that guy for a very, very, very long time. At least we shouldn't. He also apparently wanted to take out attacks on targets in New Orleans, specifically the Voodoo Spiritual Temple during Mardi Gras.
What is going on?
The guy clearly has issues, but yeah, sending a text message to an undercover cop, obviously unknowingly saying, yeah, I want to blow these things up.
This is a nice place for a terrorist attack. Like, I've never heard of that. Like,
well,
I've never woke up and thought about that. Like, wow, you know what? This place, the security's bad here. It could be a terrorist attack.
I think that's a pretty normal thing to do, Tyvis, is not wake up and think about that.
Wait a minute. Did you
perhaps you haven't thought that because you're not a terrorist.
Did you also wake up today and realize, I don't really want to join ISIS today?
Yeah. Have you ever
I'm just going to go do the show.
I don't want to do a murder-suicide of my entire family. Did you ever decide this morning you don't want to do a Chris Benoit? Good. That's most people.
Wow.
That's most people, Tyvis.
Did you say he went to a Oklahoma football game
with his grandparents,
who were season ticket holders, right?
Yeah, I think they had tickets to this game. I don't know if they were season ticket.
Was he going to? I was about to say, was he going to call them and tell them, yeah, not to go to that one? Like,
I'm guessing he wasn't too concerned about that. Maybe, if his main priority was child pornography and or blowing up buildings.
Yeah, but you're right. Maybe in the heart of this hardened, darkened terrorist heart, maybe he thought, though, Grandma and Grandpa. Nana, maybe he had
well, you know what?
How some because my grandparents growing up were Nanny and Papaw. Yeah, I've heard some people do call their parents, their grandpa, Peepaw, which is always one of my favorites.
Peepaw.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was like, Meemaw, Peepaw, listen, don't go to the game this weekend. Can't say why. Also, ignore the wiring in the trash if you see it. I've been working on something. Just don't ask any questions.
I guess they would have found out if they was good to him. I always had a thing, like when I was in school, it's always like a different type of person there, and there's
always someone who's maybe a little off.
Yes.
Sure.
So I was always trying to be friendly to them.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Of course.
Something they'd be like, you know what, Tyvis, you was good to me. you can leave.
You can leave. Everybody else, though. Yeah.
Everybody else or whatever. But Tyvis, you was good to me. You was friendly to me.
Like Billy Madison.
Yeah. I'm glad I called that guy.
Right. I mean, it's sad that you have to think that way these days, but I'm with you. You don't. I think about that now when I'm in traffic and I'll get frustrated because someone cuts me off. It's like, oh, God. We don't know what people have in their cars these days. That guy may roll down the window and have a rocket launcher for you.
Timmy Hall will be the first one to get blasted because they say he's a maniac on the road. He be on the horn on people and everything.
I love Timmy. Timmy is a maniac just in life because he'll do the thing where it's like, I guess we're just leaving carts out here now. And then it's like someone one day is just going to walk up to him and punch him in the face at best. Like, if anybody's going to get that to happen to him, that's probably who it would be because he has to keep it. You got to, and I do the same. I have to keep it inside. I can't verbalize because I get frustrated too sometimes.
I feel like, I don't know, Tim comes off as the type of guy that he probably wouldn't say it like.
Oh no, he totally does the passive aggressive thing where it's like, I guess this is just what we're doing now, huh? I guess we're just all just ditching in line. I guess I wasn't important enough to be here. Glad you got that spot ahead of me. Like, it just, where if you're not paying attention, you may not even hear it. But he likes to be heard. He likes to say it just loud enough.
Poor Timmy.
That's okay. He knows who he is. He's made peace with that.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Bodie, when you get like cut off in line, let's say you're in a grocery store and you're standing there and someone just jumps in front of you.
That's just ignorant.
Are you someone who would say something or would you just go, I don't know?
Absolutely not. Yeah. Like, I'm not a confrontational person. It's not worth any sort of risk whatsoever. And I'm not even talking like if the person was truly crazy, even if they're just kind of a jerk. What's going to solve? What's going to be solved if I'm like, hey, a-hole, like you just cut me, like, just go ahead, man, whatever. Yeah. I don't care.
I would usually where I'm at.
I'd definitely let them know, like, first of all, I don't think nobody would do that to me.
I have a couple times over the years. And not that I'm in an elevator situation a lot, but, it's pretty common practice. You let the people on get off before you get on.
Yes.
I have before, maybe once or twice, done first time on an elevator. if somebody just walks on and doesn't, like, let me off.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
First time you've ever been here, huh? Like, first time ever done this?
You have to let people off so you can get on. There needs to be room in the elevator for you. Right. That's... See, I tend to be the person, if someone ditches me in line, then I'll go, all right, whatever. They're weird. They're having a bad day. And then what? Am I going to...
So you ain't?
No, hang on.
Ain't?
Hang on. If they just ditch me, then it's like, well, if I say something, they're going to be standing. If like, let's say they go, oh, sorry, I didn't see it. Now we switch positions, and now they're behind me. I don't want that. I don't like that.
Why not?
Feels vulnerable. I don't like it. I'm just saying. Now I can't see him, and I've already.
The white street sort of thing.
It's a little bit like I'll let you stay there. I just keep an eye on you.
But
if you walk in front of a line of like 10 of us, then I start going,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, just better than everybody. Then I get mad.
You got some support.
Yeah, now it's like, come on. Can we all rally together and say this guy sucks?
Like, you can't let these people walk over you.
I know.
Because if you let them get away with it, then they'll think that they can do this.
So do you confront people? If like you're standing there looking at something in the store and someone just walks in front of you and stands there.
It has not happened. I hadn't had to worry about that.
When I'm at the grocery store.
The last time that I got into a confrontation with somebody was about a year ago. I was working out at the gym. I didn't tell you. I thought I told this story.
We weren't working together a year ago, so you may not have told me.
I was working out at the gym, right? And my headphones had died on my phone. But I was listening to like a little reel on Instagram. I was in the whirlpools, like a little whirlpool. So I cut the volume down to where like I could barely hear it, but I can hear it good enough. And it was a guy that was standing behind me. And he was like, he didn't say anything to me. He just got out the whirlpool. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I get out the whirlpool to go get changed for my workout. And he like gets real loud, like, oh, the next time you need to put some headphones in. And so I walked straight up on him, very calm. And I said to myself, I said to him, and I said, listen, you're trying to make a scene. You could have just told me to turn it down right there in the whirlpool. Like, I would have obliged.
Yeah, right.
But you sitting here doing this is not going to solve anything. If anything, you're going to make me upset. And when I get upset, you're going to see a different person. So he walked away. And it was a couple of people sitting in there, and they witnessed the whole thing, and they was like, "Dude, don't even worry about that. He's just having a bad day or something." I said, "Okay, well, I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. But if you want to go there, trust me, I don't mind going there.
We can
I
have
don't
the
want
conversation
to, but we
if
can
you
go there
want.
if you want to go there." So as I'm walking out to go do my workout, I had to walk past him. He stopped me and he said, "You know what? I'm just having a bad day." And I said, "That's cool.
That's great."
Now, what you need to realize is you don't know what type of day I'm having. So you better watch it, because the next person might not be merciful.
They just all up and hit you.
That's what I'm saying. So you need to be mindful of what you're doing.
I know. I got to think about that when I'm driving. I do, because there's times where I just get cut off and I lose it. And I have to I got to stay focused. I got to realize it ain't worth it.
The road rage stuff don't bother me. The only time I get mad is traffic.
I know.
Traffic.
It's just the general, you can't do anything about it. Agreed. But we'll find out how the traffic's doing today. And then we'll tell you about the worst contract in the NFL. Well, the Browns know that one. Browns fans are aware. Worst contract in the NFL. But we'll tell you the rest of the top 10 next. In 2 minutes, it's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Friday. We are noticing even more slowdowns now, this time on the west side of the city. We are looking at just north of Prairie Township, 70 eastbound, just beyond State Route 142, Plain City. A right shoulder is blocked right now. And taking a look at our traffic cams, boy, 70 at Cole Road, looking very, very busy. Noticing some backups, delays, and slowdowns, all of the above. Again, it is moving just really slow this morning, so just make sure you plan ahead as you step out the door this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BODY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BODY to 321-321. That's BODY to 321-321.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Just a reminder, Tyvis thinks all pizza tastes the same. Also a reminder, Tyvis was born without taste buds. You're listening to Bone and Tyvis.
You want to get a great deal on windows? You want to save money on your heating and cooling costs all year long, especially in the summer when all that air conditioning's flowing out of your drafty windows? Get better windows with Window Nation right now. They have some of the best energy-efficient windows out there. Their windows outperform and outlast ones from the expensive guys. You can replace your windows today and keep your home cool and comfortable all summer long. Window Nation has a lifetime warranty for you, which is great. But they also have a great deal right now to get you these very good windows, these great windows. You can buy 4, get 4 free, plus no interest, no payments, no anything for 2 whole years when you go now to windownation.com or 866-90Nation. Again, that's buy 4 windows, get 4 windows free, plus for 2 years, no payments, no interest. What a deal. You can start saving on those energy costs right now. 866-90Nation to get started. Get your consultation, have them come out, check your windows, all that stuff. Or go to windownation.com and tell them T-Bone sent you. Tyvis, I saw there's a list of the worst contracts in football in the NFL. And of course, when looking at such a list, you're going to think, perhaps the Browns have someone on that list. And in fact, they do.
I'm sure they do. They said it's the worst contract in the history of sports.
Well, I mean, yeah, it It is the worst contract probably in the history of sports. But also in this list that I saw, they were doing the 10 worst contracts that the NFL has currently on its books.
Okay.
And I mean, I get it. Like,
you agree with it?
Yeah, I mean, don't you? Deshaun Watson's contract has to be the worst of all.
Is it number one on the list?
Oh, it's number one with a bullet.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, 100%. Now, here's the rest of the top 10. I'll start with 10 and we'll work our way up. And some of these I'm sure we'll have big opinions on. Some of them
That's gotta be bad, man. You gonna go down as the worst contract in history, in sports history.
$230 million guaranteed, and hasn't even put together a full season yet with this team. It probably never will. Number 10 on the list. These are the current worst contracts in the NFL, according to this Bleacher Report put this together. Chase Young, former Buckeye, with New Orleans.
Dang.
3 years.
That's messed up.
$51 million, $33 million guaranteed. I will say his contract doesn't make a ton of sense, given that New Orleans didn't have a ton of cap space, and they went out and brought him in and gave him this contract. They found money for him, but I wonder if they would have done that if they knew what the Derek Carr situation was going to be, because that makes it a lot worse right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, Chase Young has been weird. Like, he had that really good rookie year, and then obviously I think he had an injury, and he never really bounced back in Washington from that injury. And then his next chance where I thought he would break the bank was San Francisco.
Sure.
Him and Nick Bosa together. I said, oh, yeah, this is your opportunity, because people are going to be more concerned about Nick Bosa. It should give you everything you need. You get a lot of one-on-ones. And I think, if I remember correctly, I want to say he had a pretty good Super Bowl game. I think he was doing really well. And I think that's what parlayed into him going to the Saints. But I want to say he played last year with the Saints on a one-year deal.
He did. He had a one-year deal last year.
But I don't think he did anything.
No. He had five
that deserved big money.
He had 5.5 sacks last year.
Yeah, that ain't
34 quarterback pressures, which I guess if you want to say, I mean, he was getting after the quarterback, just didn't get there. I mean, it wasn't like he was bad, but typically you don't sign deals on quarterback pressures.
Correct.
They care if you actually get there and make the tackle.
Yes.
He has 14.5 sacks over the last 4 years. Obviously, injuries are a big part of why, but it's all about potential with him. But I think that's just one that's not great.
Hopefully, I mean, that's one less thing he got to worry about. He's financially secure, even though he came into the league that way. But now that you got 33 guaranteed, like, all right, now let me focus on just being productive.
L'Jarius Sneed has a 4-year, $76 million deal, 51 guaranteed with the Titans.
That's funny.
He was good with the Chiefs, but hasn't exactly been, great with the Titans since then.
The Titans' offense is a work in progress. When you're on the field a lot like that, you're going to get gassed and you're going to eventually fold.
Are you defending defensive backs who are on teams where the offense isn't good?
Watched it with the Browns last year.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you're right. That's one of the things where it's hard to gauge a defense when they're always out on the field. And it's also why I think it makes the Bengals defense even more suspect than the stats would have you believe, because they don't have that problem. They have an offense
the opposite, actually.
Yeah, but are we saying because they're not on the field enough, then that's why they suck whenever they go out there, because there's too much time in between?
I don't know what happened to them. They were really good during the Super Bowl run.
They suck defensively.
But
that's what it is.
They were a really good defensive team. Like, I don't know what the regular season was, but in the playoffs, they were a really good defense.
Well, maybe Al Golden will get them playing better down in Cincinnati. We'll find out.
That's Bodie's boy.
I know. Oh, yeah. Former Notre Dame guy, of course.
That's right. Tommy Reese in Cleveland, Al Golden in Cincinnati.
Are we going to get you, if like the Bengals defense is awesome, would you want, not a jersey, because you're not going to do that as a Cowboys fan, but what if I got you an Al Golden headset with like a Bengals sticker on it?
I can get on board with that,
okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah. After last Notre Dame football last year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's good.
And if the Browns do well, I'll get one of those too for Tommy Reese. So.
Look at that. See? Now you got your Notre Dame guys everywhere. Bradley Chubb, edge rusher for the Dolphins. He is on a 3-year, $54 million deal, $33.5 million guaranteed.
I feel like he'd be hurt a lot too.
Yeah, he is, and has one Pro Bowl on his resume. I know. I mean, like, Bradley Chubb has been very good, but
yeah, they wanted. I remember when he came out in the draft, everybody wanted the Browns to take him, but they took Denzel. I think it was Denzel they took.
Yeah.
Because they wanted Miles to have an opposite pass rusher, and Bradley Chubb was the top guy. I think he was from NC State, I want to say.
I feel like you're right.
And he actually was I think I knew him in Denver. When I was in Denver, he was still there. Really cool guy. And just the injuries really messed him up when he got to Miami.
Well, speaking of injuries, Brandon Ayuk has one of the biggest contracts on this list. 4 years, $120 million, $76 million guaranteed. Probably doesn't help now that he tore his ACL and MCL, and that recovery is probably going to last well into this year. But, you know, he was one of those guys that was doing the offseason holdout, trade request thing, and then they signed him to a massive deal, and then he got hurt, and that just sucks.
Well, he's now the guy because Debo's gone. I thought for a long time he would be the guy that wouldn't get paid.
Yeah.
But he is no secret. He's the most athletic guy they got. I mean, the guy was hurdling people and things like that. And he does a great job of doing the things that Kyle asked him to do. You know, run the bang gate. He's a good route runner, all of those things. He catches the ball really well. He's pretty good after with the run after the catch. He just got to stay healthy. And I really wanted to see what it'd be like him being the number one threat coming into the season. But obviously we got to probably wait till like midpoint of the season.
Yeah. I'll skip a few and go to the top four. Tua Tagovailoa is your number 4 worst deal in the NFL. 4 years, $212 million, $167 guaranteed. And it feels like every year with Tua, obviously, you know, the injury history, but it also feels like they're not convinced he's actually the guy, even when healthy.
Well, they're not convinced. That's how the NFL is, especially quarterback. Like, if your guy is decent enough, like, you got to pay him.
Right. It's such a weird dynamic where it's like,
because you're so,
is he so bad he can't play?
No.
Then we have to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
Is he good enough that he's like functionally a quarterback as a starter, but not really special? Well, then great. We have to give him $100+ million.
Yeah.
And there's no in between. It feels like there's no like, well, what if we just gave him $70 million?
Sam Darnold got what? No, he got 120. Yeah, there is no. What is Gino? What did he sign for?
Oh, you know what? He probably
with the Raiders.
He might have signed.
Did he sign $100 million too?
Look. The only one I can think of, because I said like there's no one signing for $80 million. I guess there's Kirk Cousins signing for 2 years for that. We're giving him like $40 million a year. But yeah, maybe Geno Smith's the guy.
Geno Smith signed a 2-year, $75 million contract.
But I'm saying you have to essentially pay a guy $30+ million a year, or he's a career backup that just floats around and gets picked up a bunch of different times, like a Kenny Pickett.
Must be nice. That's why, That's why, like I said, if I have a son, he's playing quarterback. Don't talk to me about defensive back. Don't talk to me about defense. Nothing. Quarterback, that's it.
Yeah. Dan Moore, who is now with the Titans, and he's an offensive lineman, 4 years, $82 million, $50 million guaranteed.
That's the dude from that left Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Oh, he recorded the worst PFF grade in the history of PFF.
Uh-huh. Yeah, bad. I mean, this is one of those things where they overpaid to get him there and just not good. So that's not ideal. Number 2 on this list, I figured Bodie would be very happy to hear, is Dak Prescott having the second worst contract in the NFL this year.
That seems a little rough.
It does seem a little rough because, I mean, number 1 is Deshaun Watson, and some of these guys we've talked about I think are worse off than him, but $231 million guaranteed, which obviously we know why that $1 million is there. Had to be more than Deshaun Watson, which, to be fair, Dak's done more than Deshaun Watson has the last few years, but still, I mean, it's that old thing we just talked about with quarterbacks, where either you're excellent and everyone knows it, or there's question marks about what you can do in the playoffs. There's all the other things. Dak is clearly in the group of better than the average starter, but get you over the hump. I mean,
he's probably not going to, and that's fine. Not. But like, what it was,
you don't believe in Dak?
No, I like Dak. I'm a big Dak fan. I thought giving him that contract was a good decision. I mean, what else are you supposed to do? Like, I can't stand when people are like, well, he's the 11th best quarterback, so just go find somebody better. Well, unless you're going to go 2-15 next year, you're probably not getting somebody better. Realistically, is he? Oh yeah. And Trey Lance and Cooper Rush too. I mean, look, is he overpaid? Probably, yeah. But that's kind of how the quarterback market goes. If you're good enough to be a starter, you're gonna get, the next biggest deal. Dak got it, and Dallas probably didn't have much of a choice. And look, he's good. He's not great. He's not probably going to win a lot of games in January at any point in his career. Look, that's a Jerry Jones problem more so than just Dak. But what are you supposed to do, man? You can't just blow it up and reset, because that's not how life works in the NFL.
It's just such a weird little place we worked ourselves into with quarterbacks, where it's either give the guy $100+ million, or
yes.
we have to
if you
draft
are a
a
good
guy,
starter,
and that's it.
You are going to reset the market for better or worse. That's just how it goes. And if you're not good enough, then like you said, you pray to God that somebody falls into your lap in the draft that is good.
I'm shocked Trevor Lawrence ain't on that list.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather have Dak than Trevor Lawrence, right?
I'm with you on that.
Yes.
I think it's just the amount of money he's getting, which obviously, I don't know that he's the worst contract other than Deshaun Watson. That seems a bit harsh for Dak Prescott. But by the way, on Deshaun's contract, just a reminder, the Browns still owe him $167 million. And they've essentially admitted he's got no future and we missed. God, take a shower after hearing
How
that.
could things possibly get any worse?
Must be nice.
I don't know. If only we could talk to somebody who occasionally wanders into the facility there at Berea. Oh, wait. Bo Bishop, I believe, is going to join us next. We'll chat with him and do some crosstalk. Then it's the buzzer after that. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still noticing some major slowdowns happening over on the west side, north of West Jefferson and Prairie Township right now. This is because of a disabled vehicle. The right shoulder is still blocked on 70 East, just beyond State Route 142, Plain City, again, because of that disabled vehicle. Looking at our traffic cams, I-70 at Cole Road there, very, very slow this morning. Looks like it's also involving a semi-truck as well. Again, the road is open, just moving a lot slower than usual. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a big gulp from Speedway. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and so are the summer savings at RCD RV. Don't miss RCD RV's summer kickoff sale running June 7th through the 21st. New RVs starting as low as $12,995. Now's the time to make a splash this summer. Hurry in. Those deals will not last long. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at RCDRV.com. Visit our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at RCDRV.com.
Stories like this are really who we are. Hi, it's Steve Lindsay with Lindsay Honda. One of my son's coaches was having an issue with his transmission in his Honda. He had gotten quoted almost $9,000. He's like, can you help me out on the price on getting one through your Honda dealership? And I said, yeah. I said, but let's bring the vehicle in and let's make sure you, in fact, do need a transmission. We did a complete flush on his transmission and a software update on it, and that fixed his problem. And this guy has an extra $8,500 in his pocket because he reached out and I was able to connect him with my staff. We're going to take a step back and to make sure we're actually treating the core issue, not just the symptom.
This month at Lindsay Honda, choose a 2025 Honda Ridgeline RTL, Honda HR-V or CR-V, and pay just $299 a month at our famous Lindsay Honda Trade-A-Thon. We'll trade for anything and give you $1,000 more for your vehicle all month long. Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Everybody today in America is trying to get healthy. I'm doing it, you're doing it. There's people out there everywhere, and most people, they don't feel good. And so when you don't feel good, what do? You go to the doctor, there's pills, there's steroids, there's surgery. You don't want to deal with any of that. You don't want to be put on the shelf. You don't want to put things in your body that you do not enjoy. So here's what you need to do. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics, just like I did. My body was beaten up, so was my dad's. We went to QC Kinetics. They're not into the quick fixes. They're going to go there and they're going to diagnose you and find regenerative treatments with your own body's healing power to help heal that damaged tissue. And so you're going to feel better. You're going to be able to do the things you'll love again, and that's perfect because it's summertime. So listen, they're going to go right to the source of it at the cellular level. So give them a call at 380-208-4544 or go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have offices all over Ohio. So go check them out today.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. Loads and fees erode your retirement savings. Let us show you how to protect your nest egg. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tyvis Powell helped the Buckeyes win a national championship. T-Bone watched Tyvis Powell help the Buckeyes win a national championship. Equally important. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Now joining us, the host of Bishop and Friends, one of the hosts of Bishop and Friends, the name on the show that you hear, Bo Bishop. Hello, sir. How's your Friday going?
Little rain tomorrow.
Really? Oh, hey.
Here you go.
How about
June?
that?
It's June. June now, guys.
Oh,
It's
we're still dealing with rain.
Still spring.
You
Just
know,
June.
Bo, it's this saying. I'm gonna mess it up a little bit, but it's this saying that's like, don't let the rain mess up your plans. Learn to dance in the rain. That's
sure. Is that an accepted saying that people know, or did you just make that up?
I think he came up with that on his own.
There's no. I've never heard that before.
You got to learn how to dance in the rain. You know?
Yeah. Do you? I guess you do. If
Listen,
you're gonna live
Bo,
here, get a snorkel.
When the sand of life gets in an unmentionable crevice, you gotta hope that you can find a faucet of hope to rinse it out. Right? That's a saying people say. I just made that up.
People say it. People say it. Haven't you heard it?
Yeah,
it's
of course.
everywhere. It's everywhere. You haven't heard that?
Bo, I was telling you coach youth sports.
Boy, do I.
I was telling T-Bone and Reeser in the break here that if I became a youth sports coach, I would run the score up.
You mean when you become a youth sports coach?
No.
Because you are going to coach those girls. When?
I don't know if we want him to listen to this psychopath.
No, Bo, you got to listen. The thing is, first of all, I told T-Bone my coach in college was Urban Meyer, and he'd always say, it's not our fault that we didn't schedule it. It's not our fault. If they can't keep up, that's not our fault. And ever since he said that, I feel like it's my job to I'm not going to hold my kids back.
Of course. Yeah. I think you're a little bit of naivete here. A little bit of it. And I think if you do that, what will happen is you will end up on one of those TikToks of fans fighting coaches, fighting referees, fighting kids. You're going to end up in one of those. Bo, you gotta make them feel like losing is the worst thing in the world. It's motivating. Buddy,
if you lose 100
Oh, no,
to
I agree
nothing,
with that. I agree with that.
Kids is going to be motivated to never let that
they're
happen
going to quit.
again.
They're going to quit.
That's exactly what I told him. You got it. Yes, they are. They're not built like you.
They're not
everyone's
19.
built like that.
They're not 20.
Wait
They're
a minute.
6.
I used to play my father in Madden, right, when I was a kid. He would score 100 points on me every time. And it made me motivated to get better so it wouldn't happen.
That is different than the physical toll of coaching your girls in basketball and being up 80-6 and keeping the press on.
Yeah.
That's choosing violence.
And when you can see when you see the fans across the way and they're eyeballing you and pointing at you.
What are you doing?
And at some point, I think there's a limit to that.
I'm breeding champions.
Well, here's what you need to do. You need to when this happens, a lot of this can be prevented if you just make sure that you play in the right division.
Yeah.
That's the key to it. Because that's one of the things that really happens a lot negatively in youth sports is people play in a division they shouldn't play in, and then this happens, and it's 80-20, and you're going, what is going on here? So that's how that happens. So the big key to that, I think, is playing in the right division for the talent of your team, which based on your tone leads me to believe that it's going to be the A division.
Well, you would probably, if your kids were that good or if your team you're coaching is that good, you move them up a level or two so it's not just a cakewalk every single week. And then if you get up big in a game.
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's different divisions in each age group. So you'll just play at the top age group, and then you'll be fine.
Oh,
you're going to be fine.
Oh, well, then, yeah, that will be what happens. But see, the reason I'm like this, though, is because when you play professional sports, it's literally like if you don't do it to them, they will do it to you first.
Of course.
So I'm going to do it first.
Let me ask you this.
That's how
in
I am.
professional sports, and when you were at Ohio State, did every kid on the team, every man on the team have to get a certain amount of snaps?
No.
Right.
When you were playing professional sports and college sports, quite honestly, high school sports at a high level, was there a 10-play minimum for every player on the roster in every game you played?
We were not the participation trophy.
Okay,
crowd.
but youth sports is.
That's what these leagues are right now.
That's what youth sports is. You have to play. Everybody has to play equal minutes.
I'm not doing that. No.
Well, so what you want to be is an AAU coach.
I'm trying to win.
Yeah, you need to go coach AAU, brother.
That's what it is.
I ain't coaching
that's
a
AAU.
thing.
That's AAU. You want to coach AAU, and you want to be like Avon Barksdale. That's what you want to do. You want to get like the A team and run people up, and you want to run you and prop Joe.
Listen,
that's what you want.
When you see me across the sideline, you know what it is. That's what I want.
I'm finding the prop Joe clip for you. Right, you're going to wear a suit like your Pat Riley.
That's great.
Yell at people.
Beautiful. I can't wait for it. Bo, we look forward to all 3 hours. Have a great weekend, and we will see you all on Monday.
Hey,
all
happy Father's Day, guys.
Happy Father's Day indeed. Thank you very much for that. It's buzzer time. Let's do it.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
Well, Ohio State has landed their first commitment of 2028.
Go ahead.
It is a running back. Elijah Newman Hall has committed to the Buckeyes. He is from Tampa, Florida. He had camp this week, and obviously they liked what they seen, gave him the offer. He loved being a Buckeye. He committed.
There you go.
Look
Beautiful.
at that. 2028.
Right. Starting off the weekend with a boom. At least our weekend. Your Friday's still going on. Tyvis and I are. No, you and I are off.
Yeah, we're done.
Bodie's on vacation. Are you kidding me? Bodie right now is just chewing nails that we're 5 seconds late on this segment. He wants to get out of here right now. Hop that flight. We will see you next week. Bodie's going to be on vacation. Dylan will be in for him. Bishop and Friends is next. We'll see you then. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Friday. Definitely noticing some slowdowns as you're making your way out the door this morning. 270 northbound over in Dublin. You're looking a little bit slower with some delays. Just some congestion we're noticing there. No major accidents or delays specifically to report out there. US 62 over on the east side. Gahanna, that's also looking a little bit slower than usual right by the airport. But hey, thankfully downtown looking pretty okay. No major accidents again or delays to tell you about over there. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic. Make it a great day.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Billy.
Hi, I'm Billy Hatcher, a former professional baseball player, and I'm a patient at Tri-State Men's Health. Before I started the treatment, it was like my body was sore all the time, and I was feeling very, very sluggish. One day, I would be full of energy, and the next day was like, where did all my energy go? And since I've started, my body hasn't felt this good in a long time. I feel like, I'm not 21 to 25 again. It's just been great. I feel very, very comfortable coming here. When you have the energy, it's amazing. You get to do so many other things that you couldn't do prior to that. If you're tired of hurting in the mornings, you want to improve your health, you want to feel better, give a call to Tri-State Men's Health. I promise you, you will feel better.
Thanks, Billy. It's true. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HinderMotorCompany.com.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get ECO.
ECO.
Hey, Jerry, I think I invented something. Does it solve a problem? It solves a big problem. Get ECO.
ECO.
Heating and cooling companies are telling people your furnace and AC isn't worth fixing. You need to replace it with a whole new system. You invented a solution for that? I invented a way to fix those systems for free. Get ECO.
ECO.
That's a great invention. How does it work? Step 1 is to pay ECO to fix it. I thought you said you'd fix it for free. Step 2 is that we give you back all the money that you paid us, up to $1,500 when you get ECO to replace it. Get ECO.
ECO.
What if your repair keeps my system running for several more years? That would mean you got all those extra years for free. Paying ECO to fix your AC system is like putting money in the bank. Get ECO.
ECO.
Get ECO.
ECO.
Get ECO.
ECO.
ECO plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. Get ECO.com.
Summer is finally here. That means long days, warm nights, barbecues, sporting events, and that vacation you've been planning for months. The last thing you want to deal with is a leaking roof or unexpected damage to your home. At Newman Roofing, we understand that life gets busy and your time is important. And that's why we designed our entire process around you. Whether it's your roof, siding, or gutters, we believe in doing things the right way, not the rushed way. No high-pressure sales, no pushy pitches, just honest conversations from professionals who respect your time and your home. When you call Newman Roofing, here's what you can expect. First, we'll take time to diagnose the issue, not just slap on a quick fix. Then we'll present clear, quality solutions and answer your questions so you can make the best decision for your family and your budget. And right now, we're offering special financing options so you can protect your home without putting your summer plans on hold. So go ahead, fire up the grill, pack your bags, or hit the ball field. Let Newman Roofing take care of the rest. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows, binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on Warm Weather Vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take a shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5HEShot.com for full details and rules to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.